Passion to Doak Campbell Stadium in an overtime loss to number 9 Notre Dame. Tonight that power and passion's been aided by a rain shower. And here at Bobby Bowden Field, the Seminoles want to bring the same energy with a different result tonight for Mike Norvell and his starting quarterback, Mackenzie Milton. And they'll counter Zarek Cooper, one of the veteran QBs in the FCS with a lot of experience against the ACC. The Noles and Gamecocks are next. ACC Network Primetime Football presented tonight from the state capital of Florida by Geico. And with Roddy Jones, West Durham, Florida State takes the field here at Doak Campbell Stadium. And last Sunday night, the old building had some magic to it. It wasn't quite enough, though, to beat Notre Dame. Great to be with Roddy Jones, Larissa Harris here in just a moment. Fascinating night on Sunday for Mike Norvell in his second edition of Florida State. But tonight, the journey's completed, Roddy. Mike Norvell starts Mackenzie Milton at quarterback.
Yeah, he sure does. Mackenzie Milton wasn't the only change that we saw from this Florida State team, though. This team was more talented. This team was tougher. They were more physical, and they were in better condition than Notre Dame, although they came up with a loss at the end. But Mackenzie Milton came into this game and gave Florida State a big boost. You see the numbers, over 1,000 days since he played against that Notre Dame team, and he gets his first start in a long time tonight. Wes, let's take a look at how he did it, though. Comes into the game, Kenny Dillingham said, we called Mackenzie Milton's favorite play. He gets cover 2, receivers in the hole, and he fires a strike. He also showed a lot of toughness, though. Defensive lineman barreling down on him, gets the ball over the linebacker. He showed a lot of poise, Wes. Things didn't always go right, but Mackenzie Milton showed the Milton magic.
Tell you what else helped him, Roddy. 264 yards of rushing by his teammates.
Yeah, this Florida State team was a little underrated in its ability to run the ball a year ago, but Jashawn Corbin and Trayshawn Ward made sure last week to let people know this team is going to be based in the run game, and they are two excellent backs that we'll see tonight.
Well, of course, any trip to Doak Campbell Stadium and Bobby Bowden Field is not complete unless you get the Chief aboard Renegade. And away we go. Downstairs, Larissa Harris.
Yeah, Zarek Cooper is no stranger to Doak Campbell Stadium. He saw success against the Seminoles last year when he ran for a touchdown, went 22 of 30 for 232 yards. That helped the Gamecocks hold on to a 21-14 lead in the first half. Now, ultimately, FSU would claim victory that game, but Cooper was efficient as well. But he told me he was not proud of that fourth quarter interception. He said he does not dwell on the loss from last season against the Seminoles, but instead he focuses on execution, especially in the second half. Wes?
All right, Larissa, great to be with you tonight. Zarek Cooper, 23 years of age, from Jonesboro, Georgia, started his college career at Clemson. You may remember he replaced the injured Kelly Bryant in a Friday night Tiger loss at the Carrier Dome to Dino Babers in Syracuse. He played 4 games last fall, Roddy, before an ankle injury put him on the shelf for the spring part of Jacksonville State's campaign.
Jacksonville State was one of those FCS programs that did get games in, as you said, but they missed him the entire spring. John Gross told us there was a little bit of rust there from Zarek Cooper in his opening start against UAB, but expects that to be a little bit better here tonight.
Travis Jay is deep with Jashawn Corbin. There's Jay from New Orleans, or rather from Greenville, Florida. Jashawn Corbin from Rockledge. Florida State's first year of football, Roddy, 75 seasons ago, Ed Williamson. It's the only year he was the coach. They lost to Jacksonville State, Don Sales, on December 6, 1947, 7-0. The second game of the 75th season is underway, and here is Jay. And Travis Jay will be taken down around the 20-yard line. And my goodness, the 34th career start for Mackenzie Milton, Roddy.
And it's been one heck of a journey, Wes. In 2018 has that devastating knee injury against USF. Multiple surgeries to repair that leg. They didn't think he would ever walk again without pain. 34 months is how long he had to grind to get back and how good it was when he did. 1,017 games between games played, and longer than that waiting to get his first start in his recovery.
2 backs, 2 receivers, and the tight end McDonald, Corbin, and Toafili in the backfield with Milton. First down play, and this is Toafili with 10 yards nearly on first down. Or Corbin, beg your pardon. 0 Corbin. Ja'Shawn Corbin, of course, who had 15 carries, 144 yards, and the long touchdown run against Notre Dame last Sunday night. Second down and a yard. First throw of the night. And that's caught on the backside, and that's Cameron McDonald, the tight end, junior from Long Beach, California.
We talked about these 2 running backs in the open, Wes, and Florida State opens with a run. When Mackenzie Milton came in the game, he made some plays with his arm early, but they really settled into that run game. They ran the ball really well while he was in. I would expect that to be a big part of this Florida State team today and as they go forward in the future.
First down and 10. Ball at the 34 for Florida State. Here's Milton, a quick throw, and this is Malik McClain stretching out to the 41-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7. And Feaster made the tackle.
Malik McClain's a freshman that the coaches are really excited about, and I like him too. I mean, he's got all the talent in the world to see him get involved early.
6'4" freshman. And here is the second down give, and another first down for Corbin. Out to midfield before the Gamecocks finally trip him up. Noles have made a change tonight at center. Bavion Johnson is the pivot for Mackenzie Milton in the middle of that line, replacing Maurice Smith here tonight. Here's Toafili around the far side and toward the 41. Another gain of almost 9 on the play.
That was a play where the running back helps his buddy, the running back. Watch Ja'Shawn Corbin on the right side of your screen. Just gets a little chip on the defensive end, DJ Coleman, to spring Lawrence Toafili around the corner.
Yesman Green, Yule Gowdy, the stop for Jacksonville State. Here's Milton. Pushes it to the right, going to throw for McClain, and in and out of the hands. The freshman Green, I think, was in coverage with Malik McClain.
And they had a play set up where they were faking a screen to the outside, little smoke screen that they run a lot. McClain kind of stutters and then takes off up the sideline. Yesman Green did a nice job of sticking with McClain, making that a tough catch, but that's a catch that the freshman, the talented freshman, would have loved to have made.
First third down of the night for Florida State, who was 7 of 16 the other night. They try to hand it to Corbin, or no, Trayshawn Ward, number 8, plunging to the left side. He's going to be short at the 44.
Rick Norvell was aggressive last week on 4th downs. He's leaving his offense on the field here with a 4th, and it looks like about 4.
Yeah, they lost a couple there. Milton, a quick snap and a quick throw, taking the deep shot. It is dropped by Helton. Keyshawn Helton was wide open here at the near side. Yesman Green had no chance if Helton catches it.
Mackenzie Milton dropped a couple of dimes on that drive. One to Malik McClain, this one to Keyshawn Helton. He gets turned scot-free in the secondary. You had a couple of slants and then a fade out of the slot. Keyshawn Helton not able to bring it down through the smoke, and that is a drive that ended with missed opportunities for Florida State.
And now Jacksonville State will scrimmage from its 44-yard line.
Look on Mackenzie Milton's face. He knew he dropped a couple of dimes.
Yep.
I mean, the one to Helton was right there, and one to Malik McClain was right in the breadbasket.
So here is Zarek Cooper going to work. 31st career start for Cooper, who's got a chance tonight to become Jacksonville State's all-time leading passer. First down give, Josh Samuel around the right side. Picks up about 6 toward midfield before he's shoved out.
And Wes, going back to that 4th down call, I actually like Mike Norvell going for it there because it's early in the game, so whatever happens, you should be able to overcome it. But also, he had to play. Like, he had a look that he wanted. So I like Mike Norvell being aggressive. But, I played for a coach that went for it on fourth down all the time. So.
Ready to say. I'll add to that, yep. One back, 4 receivers. Second down throw, and whoa! Ahmad Edwards was the intended receiver, and Sidney Williams dropped the hammer.
Sidney Williams getting his first start of his career in this game because Brendan Gant's out. And Derek Cooper's got to let this thing go quicker to not give the safety the time to break and blow up his receiver.
Third down, 5 to go for the Gamecocks.
Towards the sideline, Florida State showing like they're going to play man-to-man.
Snap to Cooper. Knowles trying to get there. And Cooper going to step out of bounds back at the 46. Pretty good pressure. Kalen DeLoach angles him out of bounds. It looked like Kier Thomas off that left defensive end spot, though, Roddy had collapsed the angle for Zerrick Cooper.
He certainly did. Jermaine Johnson was making his way there on the right side as well, flushed Cooper out of the pocket, and it's one of those quarterback sacks that it's a little bit on the offensive line. Some of it's on the quarterback running out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage, but.
Here's Travis Jay to take the punt of the Aussie Jack Dawson. Boy, pretty kick inside the 10. Jay's going to let it hit, and it takes a turn in front of the goal line at the north end of the stadium where Jacksonville State downs it there. So Florida State will be backed up. Each school has had it once so far here in Tallahassee. 51-yard punt by Dawson. Well, they've come back, sat through a bit of a rain shower, and they're ready to go tonight in Tallahassee. Well, Mike Norvell, the 11th Florida State head coach in the Noles history. His second season, he's 3-7 here, but he's 41-22. And Roddy, he did magic at Memphis.
Yeah, he did a great job, and he'd have had more American championships if it wasn't for his quarterback now, Mackenzie Milton.
And Milton, good point, sailed the pass over Andrew Parchment, incomplete on first down. A little quick action, nobody there to defend Parchment.
Yeah, and the cornerback was about 12 yards off. Mackenzie Milton just wanted Parchment to sit it down. I don't know if that was a miscommunication or Milton just sailing it a little bit. I think it looked like it was a little bit of both the way Milton reacted.
So it's 2nd and 10, Florida State's second possession starting from its 3. They ran 8 plays, turned it over on downs and plus territory in the first drive. Here's Milton now escaping to his right. Cuts it loose and the catch is made. McClain, that'll be a first down, I believe, at the 14, and it will. Ahead of Malik Feaster.
Well, it looked
playing
like
in his 31st career game tonight.
It looked like, Wes, at the line of scrimmage, you had Mackenzie Milton telling Malik McClain to go on a go route, and then you get off coverage, so he had to sit it down. A great scramble. And you have Jordan Travis in the game now too, Wes, in the backfield with Mackenzie Milton.
All right. There's Travis in motion. Milton fumbled the snap. The ball is loose. Jacksonville State. Florida State finally comes out of there with it. My goodness. Cameron McDonald, the tight end, finally with the loose change.
Thing looked like a pinball bouncing around off of feet and body parts and hands and a little bit of everything. Now we'll see Jordan Travis in the shotgun. Mackenzie Milton split out to the bottom of the screen. Florida State lucky to come up with this one.
Jacksonville State going to pay any attention to Milton. McDonald moves in motion. Milton on the line. Here at the boundary. And here goes Travis. 20, slides down. He'll be shy. Well, right at the first down mark at the 24. Ahead of Nicario Harper, the OVC Defensive Player of the Year a season ago for John Gross.
So Mike Norvell told us yesterday, he gave us a wink and a nod when we said, hey, just put both of those quarterbacks on the field together. He said, well, you know, second series, we might have that open. And sure enough, both of them on the field.
Yep. Milton to his right, sidearms it here to the near side. And that is caught, and that's Kentron Poitier. Redshirt freshman from Coconut Grove, Florida.
Now, I like what they're doing here with Jordan Travis. You had him coming underneath as a shovel pass. Now you have him split out to the bottom of the screen. And look, Jacksonville State can't just treat him like a quarterback, because if you toss it out to him, he can go.
So the Portier catch. And here is Travis taking it to the left. There's a flag down. No gain on the play as the Gamecocks rallied with Chris Hardy.
Holding, number 75, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Gary Patterson, the referee tonight, is assigned by the Atlantic Coast Conference. Penalty on Dylan Gibbons, who you saw left the ball game late last Sunday night against Notre Dame, but those were cramping issues, and back in there tonight.
You're going to see Gibbons in the middle of your screen. He's just trying to get a reach block on Chris Hardy. Holds him up a little bit, and that's all it takes.
Boy, Roddy, Mike Norvell and Kenny Dillingham done a nice job. There's a lot going on in this offense in the first two series.
Oh, yes, there is, because Jordan Travis had the option to throw that one. Now you got Mackenzie Milton to the left of Travis. He's taking the snap.
Travis fakes the handoff to Milton. Now Travis is going to cut it loose downfield. Parchment, the intended receiver. There were two Gamecocks in the neighborhood, but it falls incomplete for the Kansas transfer. Green and Jemison there for Jacksonville State.
And did a nice job. Parchment looked like he had a step on Jamari Jemison. A little bit of a tug there. That's the Ninja Games, but Jemison able to make up the ground, track it down. Yesman Green also coming over there.
It's good that you get Eric Woods Ninja Games, right?
You know, just a little tug on the hip. It's nothing that the referee's going to call.
Not unless they see it?
No. Not even if they see it, you know.
Third down, 15. Milton at the wheel. Here comes some pressure from his right. Now a back-footed throw into the Florida State bench. George Steele collapsed down to press on Mackenzie Milton.
Yeah, you're going to get Yesman Green coming off the left side of the line as well. Because he was coming from depth, it ends up being late. You were right, actually, Wes. It's George Steele coming off that edge. Able to get Mackenzie Milton off his spot, rolls out. Milton wisely throws it away. And two possessions, this offense has gotten something going each time, but then a mistake, the drop passes, the penalties, put you behind and force another punt.
Mastromanno to punt it away. Juan Charleston to ask for and make the fair catch at the 38. Breaking the action in Tallahassee, no score.
ACC Network Primetime Football is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Well, the legendary Bobby Bowden remembered here last Sunday night, certainly for the season opener against Notre Dame, but now being remembered just everywhere. Markings on the field, big cover in the end zone, and all through Tallahassee, Roddy, and rightly so. Bobby Bowden was such a fixture, not just at Florida State, but college football legend.
Yeah, he was, and Florida State with the Bobby Bowden signature on the back of their helmets as well this season, and only right that we pay homage to Bobby Bowden throughout the year.
No question. Zarek Cooper's got Pat Jackson with him in the pistol. First down give is Jackson, and not much there. Well, bounces it out to maybe 39, a yard or two.
Two running backs for Jacksonville State, Josh Samuel and Pat Jackson, run pretty hard. They're going to make it tough on this Florida State defense throughout the game. Florida State showed a lot of physicality up front, though, especially as you got later in that Notre Dame game. Let's see if that continues here today.
They cleared Jackson out of the backfield. Cooper wants to throw, now up in the pocket, trying to get away from Jermaine Johnson. Takes a shot on a ball intended for the tight end, LaShawn Jarrett. So it brings up third down, Larisha. Seven and a half to play. Third down coming for Jacksonville State.
To the top of your screen on the line is Jermaine Jackson, number 11. He's lined up with Michael Shaddix, the right tackle. That was a tough assignment a week ago. Jermaine Johnson just got pressure. See if he can do it again here on 3rd down.
Cooper to throw. To the right side, it is caught. Ahmad Edwards, a great catch across midfield to the 49 with Miko Dotson hanging all over him. It's a 12-yard gain.
Shaddix does a nice job on the line against Johnson, and Zarek Cooper gets the ball out quick. Miko Dotson draped all over him. And Ahmad Edwards able to make the play.
Redshirt sophomore, second team All Ohio Valley Conference last spring with 17 catches and 3 touchdowns. First down and 10 just over the midfield line for Jacksonville State. Cooper on the handoff to Michael Petway, who cuts it back upfield and down to the Florida State 42-yard line. Gain of 7 on first down on the little sweep with Michael Petway, Rob.
Jacksonville State starting to get a little momentum. Petway only needs a seam and able to find one. A nice gain on first down.
There's John Gross, 53-year-old native of Asheville, Alabama, went to Jacksonville State, now in his 8th year coaching the Gamecocks. Pistol again. They try and sneak Jackson through, flag down as he picks up the first down to the 37. Let's see what we have here from Gary Patterson.
Holding, number 69, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Traylon Brown starting at left guard tonight. Redshirt freshman from Spartanburg, South Carolina, who played 8 games for him last spring.
Drawn a tough assignment with Robert Cooper lined up right over him. Cooper tries to get the spin. I don't know about that one. Maybe it happened on the back of the jersey. That one looked okay to me.
May need to see another angle.
Maybe another angle. Maybe there's something I'm missing here, Wes.
2nd and 13. Jackson tries to bounce it away. Got around the edge. There's a flag. That'll be a hold on Your Majesty Sanders against Jermaine Johnson.
That one was a hold.
Yeah.
That one.
Big 75 in the white. This one's out there for the free world to see, Roddy.
This is one where you can say, I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but you stepped out of line.
Gary Patterson to tell us. And then, boy, do we have a nugget for you folks.
A lot of discussion about this.
Yeah.
Holding, number 75, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Before the game, we found out, Roddy, that Your Majesty Sanders' middle name is Highness.
Yep. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because of course it is. I mean, that is all-American, all-name team right there.
Oh yeah, that's Heisman Trophy of college football names.
Yes, it is.
That's what it is.
Yes, it is.
And we got a false start on Your Majesty Highness Sanders.
Your Majesty is going to have to go to the bench.
Michael Shaddix will replace him. By the way, hat tip to Jacksonville State Sports Information Director Josh Underwood. Always great to see Athletic Director Greg Seitz. And
you can see he's just
that's a tough start.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, you're in Doak Campbell, and having been here personally at night, it is a different environment no matter who you're playing or what the situation is. Just got to calm down, especially when you've got Jermaine Johnson on you.
Here's the give on 2nd and 28. Jackson slides up to the 40-yard line. Well, here's our college football lineup next week right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Syracuse took a tough home loss today to Rutgers. They will host Albany, starting our triple header presented by Subway at noon. Roddy, Larisha, and I will be at the Horseshoe on the West Campus at Duke to see Northwestern's visit. And then Dave, Tim, and Kelsey will be in Chapel Hill amongst the Pines for Virginia and North Carolina. And there's an incomplete pass to Jackson. And that will bring up 4th down for the Gamecocks. Jarvis Brownlee in coverage. Jacksonville State, 28 yards of offense, 25 penalty yards so far.
Well, John Gross is going to be disappointed with that possession because the penalties really killed them. They had something going there. Crossing midfield, had a lot of momentum, then back-to-back holding penalties put them behind the sticks.
After 5 plays with all the penalties, Travis Jay will watch that punt hit right around the Florida State 30, and it will be touched up there. 4:27 to go first quarter. Still no score at Doak Campbell on a Saturday night.
Welcome back to Doak Campbell Stadium at C. Teresa Hilton, a.k.a. Mama T. I was able to talk with her this week just about her son's return to football, and she told me when she saw him enter the game, she was just shocked because she knew it was happening now. She has been his nurse for the past 3 years and has lived with him and cared for him, and she said it's been a beautiful blessing to see her son and his dreams come true once again hitting that field.
Well, here is McKenzie on first down. Darion Washington on the far sideline, and Teresa Milton. It was a beautiful piece this morning on Game Day, Roddy, that Andrea Adelson narrated about just the journey and the doctors involved, the orthopedic folks at UCF, and Dr. Levy at the Mayo Clinic. I mean, just a phenomenal journey that McKenzie Milton has been on. Larisha, 1,000 days. Just, I mean, it doesn't seem like a number when you talk to McKenzie Milton, does it?
It
was
doesn't.
a journey.
It was definitely a journey, and like I said, his mom, she has been there the entire time. They actually still live together here in Tallahassee.
Well, Teresa, as McKenzie hands to Toafili here, Jacksonville State able to kind of get some leverage inside there by the pushback of Umstead Sanders. Defensive end.
Big stop by Jacksonville State. And look, as physical as Florida State was a week ago against Notre Dame, well, 6 days ago in less than a week.
Yep.
Jacksonville State has really matched that for most of this early game. We're nearing the end of the first quarter. I think Florida State fans getting a little on edge about this game still being tied.
2 Aussies punting here tonight. Mastromanno for Florida State, Dawson for Jacksonville State. Here's Charleston fielding the fair catch at the 20. And Roddy, this is kind of what Mike Norvell was talking to us about yesterday, right? The emotions of a game like this after you come off that, last Sunday night, everybody's kind of, you didn't get the win, but here's McKenzie Milton and he's feeling it.
Yeah, just a little bit of frustration. Pointing at his offensive line, pointing at his teammates, frustrated that they weren't able to get that third down. And Wes, look, you are never going to hear me talk about a punt, especially a punt that ends in a fair catch unless something goes crazy. But that punt, Alex Mastromanno punted it left-footed, giving everybody in the ACC something to look at because he is a right-footed punter majority of the time.
Okay. Here's Cooper off the 21, and he'll pick up a yard maybe. Let's go back to this, Roddy.
It's the only time in my life, my broadcasting career, I've ever asked for a replay of a punt. But Mastromanno, usually the right footer, comes out and hits a pretty good one with the lefty. And look, John Papuchis, the special teams coordinator, told us, hey, he can do this. And we want to get it out there because it makes you prepare differently when you know a guy can punt both left and right-footed. That one 35 yards.
Well, that tape will keep special teams guys up at night.
Well, it'll keep punt returners up at night, too.
Play fake by Cooper. 2nd and 9 and a deep ball as he gets clobbered, and it is incomplete. Looking for Damon Filial Johnson, the transfer from Duke, who's got great speed. Boy, but Zarek Cooper paid for this on the front end at the bank.
Yeah, he did, but Damon Filial Johnson can absolutely fly. Look at Cooper just waiting for it, gets hammered. And this one, you got to bring this down, big fella. A great double move on the corner against Jarvis Brownlee. Got him open. You got to finish the play on the road in Death Valley.
So here is Cooper on 3rd and 9. .220 to play in the first. Cooper going to tuck and run. He's got plenty of room. First down, slides shy of the 35. A 3rd and 9 pickup for Jacksonville State. Keeps the drive alive ahead of 2 minutes.
Florida State's in man-to-man coverage downfield. All the defensive backs are turned. There's no linebackers in the middle of the field, and Zerrick Cooper's not going to win the 100 meters, but he doesn't have to when there's nobody in front of him. Wise decision by the quarterback to pick it up with his feet.
So ball at the 33 for Cooper and Jacksonville State. Their 3rd possession of this first half in a scoreless game, and Cooper tries to get away from the trouble and cannot. Florida State crashed it. Dennis Briggs, the first guy to get there, and then Derek McClendon helped out as well.
Take a look here at Jermaine Johnson on the right side of your screen up against Michael Shaddix. Just bull rushes him, converts speed to power, drives him right back into the quarterback, forces Zerrick Cooper up. That's exactly what you do. You take off upfield like you're going to try and speed rush. You drop your head, drive your hands into the offensive tackle, put him in the quarterback's lap.
Pistol set on 2nd down and 14. Straight ahead, this is Samuel breaking through and will be close to the first down at the 43. It'll be enough for the first down.
Get a big sack on first down. It's 2nd and 16. You're able to gash you right up the middle. You see the block coming from the right side of your screen. Creates a hole for Samuel and fumbles down for the first down. It's been a pretty sloppy first half for Florida State, I would say. The drops, the penalties. Defense has allowed some yards as well.
Well, this Jacksonville State team, of course, came in here a year ago, Roddy, and actually led, 14-0 in the first half. Yeah. Before Jordan Travis kind of came in and led the Florida State charge. Here's a throw on the backside. That's Jason Jones, a freshman from Birmingham, toward midfield. Jones, a top 30 prospect coming out of Birmingham, caught 4 balls last spring and is on the back end there of a throw from Cooper to get him to midfield, and that will be the final play of quarter number 1 here in Tallahassee. Well, Mike Norvell was worried about some of the outside things that might transpire from Sunday night, and he finds himself scoreless after 1.
At the end of the first quarter with no score.
Probably like the first drive except the last 2 snaps of it. Roddy, I'm not sure he's happy with the next 2 possessions. They dominate they got 69 yards of offense. They've had the ball less than 7 minutes of the first period. Meanwhile, Jacksonville State's picked up some momentum here.
Yeah, Jacksonville State has. They started to move the football, and that turnover on downs, 2 dropped passes on that drive.
Here's the sweep with Petway, and into 3 garnet shirts he goes. Travis J, one of those guys. Amari Gaynor, who seemingly plays that field linebacking spot about as well as anybody. And now very quickly Jacksonville State to the line with 3rd and 2. Florida State's got to get lined up, and here's the keep for Cooper. And Fabian Lovett brings him down, but Cooper got the first down to the Florida State 45, and possession alive here early second period.
Yeah, it looked like they were running a midline option and optioning off one of those 2 inside guys. I actually think it was Fabian Lovett. Lovett tackles the ball carrier. Cooper wraps around, is able to get the first down.
Yep. So here is Cooper with 3 to the field. Cuts it loose, coming back here to the near side, and that got batted away. Renardo Green, who Adam Fuller, the defensive coordinator, told us yesterday has had his best week, stuck a hand in to bat this down.
And I actually think he decided too soon to bat this down. If he just takes his hands and runs to the football, that's a pick, Wes.
Yep.
But in his mind, he sees the ball and plays it safe. He surprised himself with that break, and you see Travis J, I think it was, telling him, one of his teammates on the sideline telling him, pick the ball off. That's going the other way for 6.
See the tight end Brown, the Tennessee transfer, in motion. Here's 2nd in the full. They'll hand the ball straight ahead, and Samuel got hit right in the backfield as we check with Larisha.
Well, guys, I had the opportunity to talk to Zerrick Cooper, and I asked him about his time at Clemson, because we know he transferred from there in 2018, and I asked him about that quarterback room, being that he was amongst some great quarterbacks there, and he told me it was an unbelievable experience to be with guys like Deshaun Watson and Kelly Bryant, and some of the things that he was able to learn, especially from Deshaun Watson, was truly how to be a collegiate athlete, a real college football player, and a quarterback.
Well, he's done a phenomenal job for John Gross in Jacksonville State. Comes into tonight with 11 games in his JSU career of better than 300 yards and picks up third and the full there on the throw to P.J. Wells. Down to the 21 as Jacksonville State keeps the drive alive.
Jacksonville State did a nice job of varying the tempo there. Watch the defensive line as it snapped. They get a little bit of a late jump. It's almost no pass rush. Nice delivery by Zarek Cooper and a good catch on the back end by P.J. Wells.
Wells twisted Miko Dotson around on the grab. First and 10 outside the 20. Here's a quick toss trying to get Samuel to the edge. Bouncing through traffic inside the 15 and finally shoved out of bounds across the way.
Helmet of Dotson came off, so he'll have to come out for a play. And Wes, as electric as this place was a week ago, the loudest roar we've heard all day is when Mackenzie Milton was introduced as the starter. They have not had a lot to cheer for in this game. Sort of a nervous energy going on as Jacksonville State's inside the 15.
Yep. And the Gamecocks have hit second and third down long plays, Robbie.
Yep.
13th play of the drive coming up, and now a timeout going to be taken by John Gross. Early second period in the Gamecocks trying to draw first blood. Well, John Gross takes a timeout here. Jacksonville State in the red zone for the first time this year. A year ago, they scored 87% of the time. They were #1 in the OVC and in the top 10 among FCS schools. And here is Cooper, who needs 35 yards to become their all-time leading passer, trying to put him on the board first here in Tallahassee again. Quick throw here to the near side. The catch for Petway and knocked out of bounds inside the 5. First and goal from the 4.
Wes, they have done such a good job early in this game of scheming up their guys open against the man coverage of Florida State. The time you just get sort of a natural rub against DJ Lundy. See Petway in the slot. Lundy's going to be defending him. That sort of natural rub. He tries to get out. That one actually zone coverage. Petway's able to find it, settle down, and catch the football.
11-yard throw. Puts him at the 4, first and goal. Samuel in the backfield with Cooper. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here's Cooper on the keep. Bangs to the 1, and the gold helmets arrive to push him back. Lundy and Gaynor lead the charge for the guys in the garnet jerseys.
Have to wonder how much the experience that this Jacksonville State team had last year, coming into Florida State, leading by 14 points at one point in the game, how much that plays into the confidence that they've gained over the course of the first 19 minutes of this football game.
They'll employ a tight end to the left. Snap to Cooper. Give is Samuel. He'll break to the left and score. Josh Samuel into the end zone for the first points of the year for Jacksonville State with 11:08 to go in the first half.
It's really a beautiful drive by Jacksonville State, and Zarek Cooper in particular delivered on some big second and third and longs, used his legs, was able to eventually get the ball in the end zone. Really nice drive by Jacksonville State.
15 plays, 79 yards, 6:49. Point after is good. John Gross's team's got the lead. Josh Samuel, 8 scores a year ago, gives JSU their first of the season. Well, the touchdown run by Samuel gives Jacksonville State the lead, 7-0. Just ahead of 11 minutes to go, and you see 15 plays, 79 yards, 6 minutes and 49 seconds. Time of possession has belonged to the Gamecocks so far in this first half. First 2 drives, Roddy, 3 yards. They had 79 yards on that drive.
It's a statement drive by Jacksonville State early in this game, figuring out how to move the ball against this Florida State defense. Now the onus is on Florida State to answer.
Corey Wren is deep with Ja'Kai Douglas. There will be no return. Florida State scrimmages from its 25, and let's take a look at our Bojangles Big Bo moment. Roddy?
Well, look, Florida State needs to establish the run game like they did last week. Jashawn Corbin, you're going to see him running the counter here. Backside guard and tackle both pull. You get the guard with the kick out, Dylan Gibbons. Then 52, Robert Scott gets a hat on a linebacker, just enough to get Jashawn Corbin into the secondary, and he takes care of the rest, Wes. Kyle Hamilton chasing him, but there's no need because Jashawn Corbin's got reservations for 6. Florida State needs to get back to that.
Well, the best drive of the night for Mike Norvell's been the first drive. Since then, it's been a lot of frustration for his Noles. Jordan Travis back at quarterback now to start the possession off the 25. And the give is to Corbin. And he will go to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
It's the exact same play we just drew up. It's the counter. Those two guys on the left side, Scott and Gibbons, leading around. This time, nothing there. It's actually on the backside. Darius Washington at left tackle. Jacksonville State doing a nice job muddying things up.
Second in the full 10. Travis, quick throw to the backside and offline for Parchment. And the first kind of real unsettling murmur out of this crowd here tonight at Bobby Bowden Field.
Look,
reaches the playing field.
That was a poor throw by Jordan Travis to set up this third down. Question, what does Florida State go with here? Not really been able to find anything consistently in the pass game since that first drive.
5 on the line for the Gamecocks. They bring 3. Travis going to cut it loose. Helton, the intended receiver, and it's overthrown. Covered in the secondary, Ewell Gowdy was there for Jacksonville State. Florida State is 0 for 4 on third downs, and that's 2 consecutive 3-and-out possessions by Mike Norvell's offense.
Florida State did a nice job of picking up the blitz. Jordan Travis opting to go to the slot fade that was really well covered by Jacksonville State as well.
Both guys talking to the head coach here, Roddy. We saw kind of a celebratory mood Sunday night. Yeah. This looks to be a little bit more of a one-way conversation.
Well, Jordan Travis frustrated with that drive. He knows he missed the throw on second down that would have made it a much easier third down. Norvell probably telling them what the plan is at quarterback from here on.
Mastromano right-footed. And Charleston will make the fair catch at the 33. 7-0 Jacksonville State when we come back.
Been a sloppy start to this game for Florida State. This an early 4th down plays, 4th and short. Mackenzie Milton has Keyshawn Helton, but he's not able to bring it in. Then it's just been a litany of not being on the same page. Quarterback and receiver not there, a dropped snap. They actually got away with this one and recovered it. But then this is the last third down, just an overthrow by Jordan Travis. It has been a story of Florida State not being on the same page throughout the early part of this game.
And Jacksonville State holding the football. They try to go on a slant that time. Incomplete, trying to find Isaiah Montgomery, 6-foot redshirt. Oh, it is a catch at the 45. Montgomery might have taken it off his shoe tops.
It's an incredible catch. I mean, he had defender draped all over him.
Yep, so Montgomery, former walk-on at Tennessee 2 years ago, who's transferred to JSU. Here's a toss, and this is Pat Jackson getting to the far side, and enough, pretty close to another first down. Knocked out just shy after a 9-yard gain by Sidney Williams.
Florida State needs a momentum play here, Wes. A ball out, interception, big sack. You got to look to some of your leaders. We've talked a lot about Jermaine Johnson and a little bit about Keir Thomas. Thomas exited the game, hasn't come back, so it's Jermaine Johnson that's got to go make the play at this point.
Meanwhile, Zarek Cooper. Straight ahead. Jackson tried to bounce it outside and ends up in the loving arms of Jermaine Johnson.
That is a really nice play by Jermaine Johnson. He peeks inside when the running back ducks in. You see the bottom of your screen right there. Watch him engage. Shoves the lineman off, just keeps him at bay with that long arm, the spin move to make the play.
Now they come back to this near side and going to pick up the first down. And that's Jackson again. Run a lot wider that time towards Sidney Williams. Out of the secondary. Amari Gaynor also down there. So 1st and 10 at the 43. Under 9 to go, and the Gamecocks already in front. The number 17 team in the FCS polls this week after their 31-0 loss to John Gross's good friend Bill Clark and UAB a week ago Wednesday night in the Crampton Bowl at Montgomery. Here's Cooper, quick throw across the middle, and that's caught. P.J. Wells, no, Quan Charleston, beg your pardon, 19, hanging on shy of the 30 to the 31.
These Jacksonville State receivers have not been afraid. They've gotten one-on-one coverage. They have won their matchups, made plays. Zarek Cooper looks sharp. He did not look sharp last week, Wes.
Yep.
Coaching staff talked to us about the fact that there was some rust there. Had not played in a year, didn't participate in the spring. But that rust seems to have been shaken off. He's starting to get some confidence.
The throw to Charleston, by the way, puts him over the top as the school's all-time leading passer. Now here's a handoff to Jackson. He slides to the right side. And going to pick up about 9 yards before Shaheem Brown makes the tackle. So Zarek Cooper has become Jacksonville State's all-time leader in passing yards, 7,653.
Congratulations to that young man. What a career he's had since he got on campus.
2nd and short for the Gamecocks. Cooper going to keep and just plunge for the first down. Gain of about 5 toward the 17. Kalen DeLoach, the linebacker, makes the play.
For those of Florida State fans not overly familiar with Jacksonville State, although they played last year, I mean, this is one of the best programs in FCS football. This is a program that made it to the quarterfinals of the spring season before John Gross and his crew lost to Delaware in a close game with their 4th-string quarterback by the end of the game. John Gross has built something at Jacksonville State, something that has obviously been sustained over a long period of time.
And now trying to add points to a 7-0 lead here with under 7 minutes to go first half. Gamecocks have got to be feeling pretty good. Cooper floats it toward the end zone and just beyond the reach of Michael Petway.
One-on-one coverage again. Jamie Robinson on the coverage, and it's a really nice route by Petway. Stems him in and fights to get back over the top out to that corner. Cooper just about a yard off, maybe less than a yard, a foot off from connecting with Petway.
2nd in the full 10. So Michael Petway goes off the field. Here is Cooper in the pistol. 2nd and 10. Handoff near side. Ball out. Recovered and picked up by Florida State. Sidney Williams tripped up before he got to midfield. Pat Jackson is down on the play. There's a momentum play for the Florida State team, Roddy.
There it is. Just what the doctor ordered. And a great hit by number 55, Derek McClendon, squaring up Jackson. Jackson drops the football, and what a play by Zarek Cooper on the back end.
So Sidney Williams, the recovery. And we'll step aside. First big momentum shift for Florida State, trailing 7-0. 7-0 Jacksonville State. They're crowded around Sidney Williams, who's the man of the moment right now for Florida State.
Yeah, but Fabian Lovett makes this play. Big number 0. Watch, he's going to fight through a double team and force Pat Jackson, the running back, to bounce it right into the loving embrace of Derek McClendon. Sidney Williams picks it up and cannot overstate enough how good a play that was by Zarek Cooper on the back end to bring him down.
Knowles at their own 47. Here's Milton, long throw to the backside of the play, and that is Jordan Wilson, one of the 2 big tight ends making the catch. There's a flag down, though, in front of the Florida State bench here on the near side. And Mackenzie Milton says it's against Jacksonville State.
Prior to the pass, personal foul, face mask, defense, number 5. Penalty is 15 yards, previous spot, automatic, first down.
I'll trust Mackenzie on his observations next time.
I don't know if he had to lobby all that much for that one. Yesman Green grabbing the face mask on the backside of the play.
John Gross is like, that happened way over there, guys.
Yeah, I mean, how'd you even see that? The ball was over here.
Yep. 4th penalty on the Gamecocks, 40 yards.
Florida State, the big moment to play on defense. Now you get the penalty. You got to come out with a touchdown on this one.
How about right now?
Maybe you take a shot, yeah.
If you're Kenny Dillingham, do you go up top here?
Malik McLean's in the slot. They love his verticality, his ability to go vertical and get the football. You're in a good position for it. Why not?
Here's Milton on 1st and 10 now from the Gamecocks 35. Straight ahead, Trayshawn Ward bounces it outside. He's got 5, got 7 before he is helped out of bounds by Nicario Harper, along with Ewell Gowdy.
Mike Norvell could not talk glowingly enough about Trayshawn Ward. So this is a guy that just has worked his tail off. Was on scout team for 7 weeks last year. Just earned his spot and he's gotten better and better.
Yep. 2nd down and short. Give it to Ward again. Stays on the line and gets across the 25 to the 24. It's a 1st down. Tackle made by Gordon of Jacksonville State.
They haven't taken a shot towards the end zone, Wes, but I like Florida State going back to reestablishing the run. This is where they should have the advantage, especially as the game goes on. Mike Norvell's teams are always good at running the football. I don't like them going back to it.
Here's Milton looking to throw. Sets up, Parchment to catch. 15, 13, and pushed out at the 11. Jamari Jemison knocked him out of bounds after a 12-yard throw from Mackenzie Milton.
Mackenzie Milton had a couple of different options there. He had Parchment down low, but he also had Cameron McDonald up high on the corner route. I just love the communication. It seems like after every play, every throw, Mackenzie talking to one of his receivers.
And DJ Coleman, the junior from Atlanta, All-America at FCS level a year ago, is down for Jacksonville State. So they tend to him. Mike Norvell visits with Mackenzie Milton, who makes his 34th career start tonight. His first at Florida State after coming back from a 1,000-day break after an injury at UCF. Almost 3 full years of football, Roddy.
Yeah, and let's not forget, before this guy got hurt, we talked so much about the recovery. We don't talk enough about what this guy was before he got hurt. Top 10 finisher in the Heisman Trophy voting twice.
Right.
At UCF, was one of the best players in college football. He's not quite back there yet, but let's take a look at exactly what Mackenzie Milton was when he was at UCF. Mike Norvell got an up-close and personal look, having been at Memphis. But this was a guy against Mike Norvell's Memphis teams that consistently broke their hearts in the American Championship games over and over. Could throw it deep, obviously had great touch on his passes, was mobile as well. Could do it with his legs and his arm. And there was just something magical about him. Things just went right when Mackenzie Milton was on the field at UCF, and so far at Florida State, been a lot more of the same.
Well, you see the numbers, the passing numbers just exploded in 17 and in 18. You're talking about 79 touchdowns total in those 2 seasons. 8th and 17, 6th and 18. And by the way, while Coleman is able to jog from the playing field, let me just say this, and a hat tip to our colleague at ESPN.com, Andrea Adelson. She has documented Mackenzie Milton's comeback, Roddy, at various stages. And the work she and the folks at ESPN.com and the folks that helped produce the game day segment today on this young man, it's just phenomenal storytelling by our people.
It is. It absolutely is. They've done an excellent job. We've got some of the best people. Andrea, one of the best. And this has been one of the best stories, one of the best recoveries for both Mackenzie and his family as well.
Jashawn Corbin's come in with Milton. Too tight set for Florida State here. Just ahead of 5 to play in the first half. Noles trailing a touchdown. This is Corbin, left side, touchdown.
I don't know if that's a cheer of excitement or a cheer of relief from this Florida State crowd, but either way, they're excited to see their Noles get on the board. Florida State, how about them going under center? A little handoff off the left side, off tackle play. Jayshon Corbin's able to get in the end zone.
Second touchdown of the year for Corbin. 7th in the last 2 seasons. Fitzgerald for the point. And we're tied with 5:01 to go in the first half. Well, Dylan Gibbons put a little road work in here for Corbin.
Yeah, he is. He's going to line up on that left side of the line. Going to see him wrap around the tackle. Throw a nice block. This little kick out block on the end. You get the down block by Jordan Wilson on the linebacker. Safety Nicario Harper gets caught up. Jayshon Corbin has the garnet and gold carpet laid out for him to the end zone.
Well, the fumble, Roddy,
yes,
comes back to haunt.
Yep. Proves to be huge. I mean, Jacksonville State fumbles that ball well into plus territory, and good on Florida State for being able to convert it into points.
Well, and to give you an idea, the Noles, 53 yards in 5 plays in 90 seconds. They had 59 yards in their first 4 drives. So Mike Norvell's got a little more steam in his stride here with 5:01 to go, and his team in Jacksonville State tied. Now, he's got all 3 timeouts left as well as we wind down this first half. Kick away from Parker Grotehouse, and there'll be no return by Petway. Don't forget tomorrow's Sunday. You know what that means on ACC Network?
Sunday best.
That's exactly right. We get you cranked up at 12 noon Eastern. We got top 25 field hockey for you from Winston-Salem. Number 24, James Madison. 14th ranked Wake Forest. Then at 2 o'clock, pivot to women's soccer. Then it'll be nice at Coral Gables tomorrow. South Florida and Miami. Right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. You know what they say about the app, Roddy?
I don't.
One app, one tap.
Oh, didn't know they said that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty big drive for Florida State on defense. I mean, it's a huge momentum swing if you can force a 3-and-out or force a quick punt, give your offense the ball back with plenty of time to go down and go into the locker room leading.
Defense sparked the Noles with the turnover. Here's Cooper on the keeper. Well, he thought about it. Now going to make a back foot throw. What a catch. Ahmad Edwards came back for the football on a designed run, Roddy, for Zarek Cooper that he had to bail from.
I don't think it was a design run. I think Zarek Cooper just saw the linebacker clear out and decided, all right, I'm going to take off. And then when it got clogged up, he said, you know what? Never mind. Let's throw this ball. I think Cooper adjusted on the fly because the receivers are running routes. But Cooper couldn't quite get out of there. So he backs up and throws the football. But Kalen DeLoach, the linebacker, went out with the running back. There's no linebacker in the middle of the field.
14-yard throw. 4:28 to go. Tie game in this first half. And that is Samuel hit right at the line of scrimmage. And stepping through is Robert Cooper. 6'2", 338 from South Gwinnett High School in Atlanta.
I'm going to push back on that, partner. I don't think
Which part?
338. No, I don't think 338 steps through anything. I think that's a stomp or a burst or something. Like, I don't know. Stepping through makes me think 170. I don't know about 338.
2nd and 9 nonetheless. Under 4 to go. Regardless of the adjective. Cooper in the gun. Wants to throw. Now will launch downfield and overshoots Petway. All right, now here's Cooper again, Roddy, stepping through.
Oh, sure. Then he's stepping Cangelosi through as well. And Cangelosi held on for dear life on that one.
Jacksonville State finds itself 5 of 7 on 3rd down. Big Coop comes out, and Fabian Lovett replaces him. You got Briggs and Lovett, like right there in the middle of the line.
Keir Thomas back in, number 4 to the bottom of the screen.
And Cooper checking to the sideline, and now we'll call the timeout. John Gross runs down there and says we need to punch it.
Jacksonville State, that's their second timeout. 30-second timeout.
So 3rd down and 9. Coming up at the break, the PNC Bank halftime report. We got the full crowd waiting on you. Jordan Cornette, Eric McClain, Mark Rick, E.J. Manuel. Hurricanes and Appalachian State tonight in South Florida. Pittsburgh and Kenny Pickett go to Rocky Top, Roddy.
Better put some respect on Kenny Pickett's name.
Yep. And get the big win. All that coming up at the half, brought to you by PNC Bank. And don't forget, following our coverage in Tallahassee tonight, Roddy, Huddle After Dark.
They got the Huddle boys working this weekend. EMAC called a game last night. EJ called a game today.
They did.
And they got them working late. Calling a game doesn't get you out of late night.
Nope.
Man,
Nope.
working.
Double time for the Huddle.
There you go.
Fellas will be in Chapel Hill next week for Virginia, North Carolina at beautiful Kenan Stadium.
Excellent. Right down the road from where we'll be.
Yep, one of the South's oldest rivalries next Saturday night in primetime, presented by Geico.
This 3rd down is massive for Florida State. They haven't brought a ton of pressure at Zarek Cooper. They played a lot of man-to-man on the back end. See what they decide to go with. Doesn't look like they're going to bring a lot here.
And we get a flag or a timeout. Florida State punched it.
Prior to the snap, timeout.
Well, defensive
Florida
coordinator
State.
Adam Fuller is on the field. OC Kenny Dillingham is upstairs next door to us. And so Mike Norvell punches the timeout. He'll have 2 left with 3:39 to go. And you mentioned that it didn't look like they were going to turn the volume up very loud right there.
Well, Zarek Cooper's hurt him a couple times when they have. And they've gone man-to-man on the back end. They've brought an extra man, and it's vacated the middle, and Cooper's been able to hurt him with his legs. That's kind of forced him out of that pressure package. Had to contend with his legs a little bit more.
Remember, it was a 7-0 game. Jacksonville State was in plus territory. And then Florida State got the momentum play.
Derek McClendon able to force the fumble. It's Sidney Williams picking it up, and while he wasn't able to take it to the house, it did give Florida State the ball back. Jayshon Corbin able to finish it with this run off the left side.
Yep. Up until that point, Jacksonville State had really kind of withstood the opening flurry and controlled the balance of this first half. Here's Cooper giving ground, flips it down the field, and incomplete for Petway. He was challenged in the secondary. Was that Kevin Knowles, 26? It sure was. It was in coverage.
That time Florida State did bring pressure. They bring a blitz off the edge. Travis Jay, I believe it was, and then Kalen DeLoach coming up the middle. Able to speed up that clock of Zarek Cooper and force the incompletion.
Keyshawn Helton waiting on the punt. And Helton will play from the 19 and get knocked back immediately. Jacksonville State covered it nicely. Gamecocks with Colby Fuqua. Don't forget, next Saturday, triple header of football. Start at high noon, presented by Subway. Albany and Syracuse from the Dome. Orange looking for their second win against the Great Danes. And then at 4 o'clock, Pat Fitzgerald brings Northwestern and the former Clemson quarterback Hunter Johnson to Wallace Wade Stadium to meet the Blue Devils. And then at 7:30, ACC Primetime Football presented by Geico. Virginia, who was a big winner today over Illinois, and number 24 North Carolina, who's playing Georgia State tonight at Kenan Stadium.
The Great Danes, huh?
That's it.
That Virginia-North Carolina game is going to be great. Brendan Armstrong is slinging to start this year.
5 touchdowns, 400 yards today for the Cavaliers in the win over the Illini. Milton with an hour to throw it. McKenzie backs up. Now he will throw it into the bench area, incomplete.
You got to give a lot of credit to the back end for Jacksonville State on that one. I mean, you said it. He could have made a sandwich, written a handwritten letter saying thank you to his offensive line for that much protection, and then licked it, sent it to the post office with the amount of time that he had, and that back into Jacksonville State held up the entire time.
So now the pistol for second down and 10. 3:16 to go. Tie game. Florida State with 2 timeouts. Here's Milton pushing to the right. Back across his body. It's caught. And that is Darion Williamson, and a first down to the 34 if the play stands. We're going to have an ineligible here. Roddy?
Ineligible downfield. Number 55, offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Dante Lucas, who's been involved in the rotation in that offensive line tonight for Coach Norvell.
And that flag came from the backside from the head linesman, so it's only a few things it could have been. We're going to look at Lucas. It's a play action pass with a design rollout. Yeah, Lucas well downfield.
So back to the 13. And under 3 to go. Milton again from the pistol. Hand off straight ahead, and Corbin to the 20.
Nice run by Corbin to get him into.
We got an injured Jacksonville State player on the play.
And they got to a much more manageable third down as the wave is broken out here. Something that we did not see last year, Wes. We didn't have fans in the stands, so no waves last year, but.
So, can't get a clear look at the number as they tend to a Jacksonville State player. It'll be 3rd and about 8 with 2.5 to go. It is George Steele, the corner. And you see 14 there walking with Steele. That is Jeremiah Harris, who is unfortunately out for the remainder of the season. Dislocated an elbow a week ago Wednesday night against UAB. And John Gross and Kelvin Sigler, the defensive coordinator, spoke of just how devastating an injury it is for Harris because of his leadership and all the things he did for the back end of what Jacksonville State's doing. But to Harris's credit, he still wants to make as much of an impact as he can, even though he can't play the rest of the year. And you see he's fairly active here tonight. 3rd down and 8. Snap to Milton. Gamecocks bringing 4. Milton going to cut it loose and overthrows Helton, who looked like he got boxed up with Yul Gowdy going down the far sideline.
It's an excellent job by Yul Gowdy. As soon as Helton breaks out, he just kind of cuts him off. Watch, Helton's going to step on his toes, but he can't quite get around Gowdy. Gowdy slows enough of his momentum, gets in phase, gets that elbow in the hook, his elbow in the crook of Helton's elbow, and is able to force the overthrow. It's a really nice play by Yul Gowdy. Force that overthrow. And now Jacksonville State's in a position. 2:15, 1 timeout. They get the ball first in the second half as well.
Florida State 3 of 6 on 3rd down. You see Quan Charleston from Linden, Alabama. 1 return last week against UAB for just 7 yards, and this will be a fair catch. Ooh, little juggle at the 41. Still pretty good spot for the Gamecocks to get it cranked up here with just 2:08 to go. Roddy, did you return punts once?
Yeah, and I wish I could have caught it this well. Whoa, that one. Look, catching punts is about the hardest thing to do in football. So as long as you secure it at the end, you've done a good job in my book.
So 7-all game, 2:08 to go. The Gamecocks get the ball to start the second half. Do you try to get aggressive here and get the double dip, Roddy, going into the break and getting the ball to come out?
I think you do. You're on the road against an FBS program. You've got some momentum. I don't think you play it conservative here. Yes, if you throw it a few times, you may give Florida State the ball back, but at least with this field position, you'll be able to pin them deep, and your defense has played well.
Off the 42, here's Cooper. Quick snap, looks right, and that's intercepted. Ball is picked off. It looks like Kevin Knowles came away with it. Are they calling it incomplete?
I think so, Wes. Yeah, I think Gary Patterson, the referee, just announced the ruling on the field's an incomplete pass. And Zarek Cooper gets away with one. It's a really lazy throw by Cooper. Doesn't set his feet, just tries to sidearm it. We'll get a look at this. Yeah, clearly incomplete.
Previous play is under further review.
So for the first time tonight, we're going to have a little review, Roddy.
Come on, Gary, you had it right the first time. Just stick with it. This one should be quick, though. I mean, we saw one look, and the ball clearly bounces. That's all you need to see.
Yep. So negate the second turnover by Jacksonville State in this first half.
Again, the throw is really lazy by Zarek Cooper. But you see the ball hit the ground right there. And then again, when he's going down to the ground.
I will just offer this to you. I think you're right. Stranger things have happened.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
I don't think there is either.
Okay.
But, and in fact, the headset's off quickly.
Yeah.
So that means.
Further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Incomplete pass.
Yep.
Second down.
Yeah.
Worth taking a look at. Absolutely.
Despite your urgency to end the first half.
Well, look, I am, there's not a lot of replays that I am advocating for. let's just
Understand.
say.
So here we are, second down and 10 now with 2:04 to go. Jacksonville State one timeout. Florida State has two. Cooper wants to throw again. Launches to the far side, and is that caught? It is ruled a catch by Isaiah Montgomery, but he hit the ground at the 44. So
the umpire came in waving his hands like it was incomplete, and another poor throw by
they're going
Cooper.
back to the 42 here. Yeah, that ball hit the ground too. Oh yeah.
And look, Isaiah Montgomery's wide open. Step into the throw and get him the football.
So now 3rd and 10, 1:55 to go. And here's the other part about this. John Gross is not forcing Mike Norvell to burn the timeout.
Now you run the football.
It's under further
Try and
review.
trade as much.
The ruling, previous play is under further
Oh,
review.
back to back. If you've got back-to-back reviews on your late night ACC Network bingo card, mark it off. Who doesn't?
John Gross, I think he realizes it'll be 3rd and the full 10.
Look, I like John Gross deciding, hey, we're going to throw a couple of short passes, try and get some yards and get this drive going. Zarek Cooper's just got to execute. I mean, the first one he doesn't set his feet, just kind of slings it out sidearm. Then this one, I don't know if it got tipped, but it surely came out awkwardly, and it clearly hits the ground.
Right.
The way it's moving, though, I have to imagine it got tipped. Or it slipped out of his hand, one or the other.
Well, the crowd is seeing the replays here as well tonight at Doak Campbell.
Just out by our camera crew, didn't know replay.
Absolutely. Well done, folks. Kirby Kander, our director tonight. Alex Farmartino, our producer. Our ACC Network crew in Tallahassee. With Roddy Jones, Larisha Harris, West Durham. We wind down the last 1:55 of this first half. Mike Norvell, he too is now thinking, this is taking a long time for an incomplete pass, isn't it?
Yeah. A good look at it.
He's seen it on the video board much like the rest of this crowd has here tonight. There we go.
Put 2 minutes on the clock, and the clock will start on the snap.
That may have
Why
been
it took so long. Put 5 seconds back on the clock.
So Zarek Cooper over there on the far side around Coach Gross, and tie game under 2, Roddy, and we're
Staying loose.
okay.
Staying loose, that's what I would call that. If I'm Jacksonville State, you run the ball here. Obviously, you're trying to get the first down. I'm not sure I wouldn't clear out the backfield and go with some sort of quarterback draw, although you've got Josh Samuel lined up to the right of Zarek Cooper.
1 to the boundary, 3 to the top. Cooper wants to throw, eludes the first, won't get away from Jermaine Johnson. I think Jermaine Johnson had enough of one of his legs to finally get that one to the ground.
Yeah, I actually don't hate the play by Zara Cooper either. That's a situation where you don't want to throw the ball away. It forces Mike Norvell and Florida State to take a timeout. You opt not to run the ball. You don't have the complete pass. Just hang on to it, get as much as you can. Take the sack to pull that Florida State timeout. Now you have an opportunity for your special teams to pin them back deep. It's a nice job by Jermaine Johnson of sort of undercutting the quarterback.
Second sack of the night. Also the second 3 and out of the night for Jacksonville State. So 1:52 to go. Keyshawn Helton's going to wait on the punt of Jack Dawson. And now Florida State, they can recapture a little momentum, may have a chance to take the lead to the locker room.
Yeah. You're counting on your special teams here to give your defense the best position possible.
High punt from Dawson. Helton at the 24, breaks away from the first wave, cuts it back. Keyshawn Helton 40 at midfield, and finally taken down at the 44-yard line of Jacksonville State with 1:38 to go.
It's about the worst case scenario for Jacksonville State. You get a quick 3 and out, pull only one of the timeouts that Florida State has, and then you give up a big return on special teams. How important is it in the game? Well, Florida State goes from being pinned inside their own 25 to in positive territory across their own 50 with a 1:38 and a timeout.
And here comes Mackenzie Milton. 42-yard punt, 31-yard return by Helton. Corbin is with Milton in the backfield. Each school with a timeout left to go before the break. See how many of the Gamecocks bring here. The answer is 2. Milton to his left, sidearm throw caught. Parchment out of bounds at the 36. It'll be a yard shy of the first down.
Dropping, playing coverage, you still allow Parchment to catch the ball and get out of bounds. Basically 3 spies on Mackenzie Milton though on that one.
Yep, sure were. Second down and 1. 1:32 to go. Snap to Milton. 4 this time. Down the seam for McDonald and overshot it. Nicario Harper in coverage.
Sure, Harper didn't have a chance to pick that ball off.
Yep.
The overthrow.
He was looking for McDonald.
Yeah, he looked for McDonald to make sure that he had an incomplete pass, but watch one. It's going to drift over. You can pick that ball off.
Yep. That's one for each school, Roddy, here
Absolutely.
in the first half. So now 3rd and short. Milton and
Timeout. Jacksonville State.
interesting. 3rd and 1. John Gross maybe out of timeouts. So here with 88 seconds to go, let's check with Larisha Harris.
Well, guys, both Jacksonville State and Florida State's band will perform together at halftime. They are performing a 9/11 tribute as we are honoring the nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives on the 20th anniversary of that unfortunate event. So we'll see both the marching Southerners, who are marching with 498 this season, which actually makes them the largest marching band in the nation. Again, they will be performing alongside the Marching Chiefs, which is the band for Florida State.
All right, thanks.
490?
498, Coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many buses is that?
Several. I'm gonna put down several. I'm gonna go with several.
It's a pretty sick bet.
Yeah. 53 on a bus. I'm not very good at math. You know that. Ball at the 36 now. This is 3rd and 1. Florida State has 1 timeout left.
Yeah, and that timeout just taken gives Florida State a chance to either call 2 plays or talk through the strategy if they get the first.
They're gonna run it with Corbin straight up the seam. Corbin inside the 15. 1st and goal if it stands. There's a marker in the secondary.
You're either going to get a face mask or a horse collar on that tackle.
Legal substitution. Defense. 12 players in the formation. That penalty's declined. 1st and goal.
Now there's another marker at the 8. Now that might be the face mask. And this is not at all what John Gross wanted.
No, I mean, if you're going to play with 12, at least stop them.
Illegal substitution, defense, 12 on the field. That penalty declined. During the run, personal foul, face mask, number 5, defense, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
First third down conversion for Florida State comes with 1:19 to play.
What a job by this Florida State offensive line. You see Bavion Johnson there in the middle opening it up. And then you get the face mask on the back end. I'm not sure I saw the face mask. It looked like more of a horse collar to me, but either way, you get the personal foul.
John Gross knows it. Trying to get personnel on and off. First and goal at the 4, 1:19 to go. Knowles with a timeout still. Boy, Corbin's looked good again here. 6 carries, 64 yards, a touchdown. That was a 27-yard run.
Corbin's taking a snap in the Wildcat.
Yep. Milton goes wide to the right. Almost out of bounds. Quick snap to Corbin. He'll roll to the right. Got a block, falls forward for a yard. And Mike Norvell has not punched that timeout. Clock will keep moving with just ahead of a minute to go.
Yeah, you've got time. You don't have to call the timeout now. You've got time to get down with a little bit of urgency, get down and run another play.
Now the process with Mike Norvell and Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator, 7 different people involved in the play calls. Is that the number we were given yesterday?
Yeah, the resources at Florida State allowing him to get a few more people calling plays, signaling plays than he had previously.
So here is Corbin again, a little Wildcat set. Snap to him, he'll keep it again to the right. Runs into a stack and rolls out of it toward the 2. Inside toward the 1 perhaps. And now 25 seconds in a moving clock.
It's the exact same play. They're going to try and get up and run another play, not calling the timeout. Because they're not calling the timeout, I'd expect it to be a run. They're under center.
Milton from under center. Play fake, Milton to his right, marker down, McKenzie throws, caught, touchdown, Florida State. Wyatt Rector, the tight end. Offside, Jacksonville State, declined, touchdown.
It's excellent management of the clock inside the 10-yard line. I thought it was fantastic by Mike Norvell, not panicking, calling the timeout. You know you have opportunities to get up, run the ball. They could have opted to run it there as well and then punch the timeout. If they didn't get in, they go play action, roll Milton out. He ends up throwing the touchdown pass. Excellent job by this Florida State offense.
Sure is. And here is the point after. It's good. Flag down. Gamecocks were offside on the play. The point will stand, and with 9 seconds to go, Roddy.
Defense, number 6, penalties decline, extra point, good.
Mackenzie Milton throws a touchdown pass here at the close of the half.
They go under center, and Wyatt Rector is in that fullback spot. Turn around, fake the handoff to Corbin, and it's Mackenzie Milton scrambling that opens up Rector. Ends up securing it right in the front of the end zone. Once again, it's the run game that really got Florida State going on that drive, but Mackenzie Milton and Wyatt Rector finish it.
Yep. So the third tight end, kind of in the order, if you will, for Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator, pays a dividend on the back end of the throw. And Mike Norvell's got to feel a whole lot better about the last 5 minutes than the first 25 minutes.
I would say so. Florida State offense has gotten something going. And he talked to us about just not being sure about how his team was going to respond. He said, look, a lot of people have been telling us after a loss, you guys are so good. You did such a great job. And he was honest. They hadn't been hearing a lot of that the past few seasons. So how would they respond? A little bit of a slow start, but the end of the half, certainly much better.
Didn't you think his candor, though, about losing and not winning was also pretty refreshing?
He was very clear to us. He expects to win football games like that. It doesn't matter if it's Notre Dame. It doesn't matter the number attached to their name. They got to get to the point where they're winning those games.
And there'll be no return for Jacksonville State, who's out of timeouts with 9 seconds left. So I suspect this will be a touch of the knee, and then we'll send you to the PNC halftime report with Jordan Cornette and the fellas. Plenty to cover tonight. 14 ACC games, 13 today, Paducah winner last night over North Carolina A&T.
I'm gonna have to tune in there and find out what's going on with NC State out there in Starkville. Now 21-3, but one thing they will be able to talk about, my boy EJ will be happy. Florida State with the lead going into halftime. It wasn't always pretty in the first half, but ultimately you have more points than the opponent.
Well, there it is. Touch of the knee, and off to the break we go. All the thunder for Florida State comes in the last 5:01. Pair of touchdowns. Corbin a 12-yard run, and then going to break, Mackenzie Milton to Wyatt Rector. Stay tuned. Jordan Cornett leads our coverage of the PNC Bank halftime report. Next, Florida State by a touchdown at the break. Back to ACC Network Football Primetime, presented tonight by Geico. Florida State 14, Jacksonville State 7. We get ready for the second half, and our first half stats presented to you by Zaxby's. And you see the total yards 163 to 154. That's only part of the story, Roddy, because really the turnover and the last 5 minutes is what Florida State would like to focus on, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was an incredibly sloppy start from Florida State early on. Mike Norvell said going into the half, Jacksonville State mixing stuff up for them on defense. That offense really wasn't able to get going. You said it, they got outgained in the first half. Most important thing though, they got the fumble, they got the score, they got the lead going into halftime.
Well, they cashed in right before going to the locker room. The Mackenzie Milton to Wyatt Rector touchdown pass, and John Gross's team will get the ball here to start the second half, but trailing a touchdown. So the first 25 minutes not really to the liking at all of Florida State. And they're going to bring it out here to the near side, and Yul Gowdy works his way toward the 25. So Zarek Cooper will go back to work here. The one turnover in the ball game, Roddy, looms huge. It ignited Florida State, who was getting ready to probably trail 2 scores. Had Jacksonville State kicked a field goal at worst, touchdown at best.
Yeah, the turnover came at a time when this Jacksonville State team really had all of the momentum. They were in plus territory, as you said, in position to kick a field goal. And Zarek Cooper really did a nice job in the first half. His numbers aren't eye-popping, but dished the ball out, did a lot with his legs as well. So what adjustments were made at halftime, and if this Jacksonville State offense can rekindle some of that momentum.
First down play, Cooper wants to throw back underneath to Jacob Jenkins, the tight end, and he will pick up about 4, almost 5 toward the 30 before he got tripped up. 3 tight ends. LaShawn Jarrett's the one that's got the biggest upside. Sean Brown, a Tennessee transfer, and Jacob Jenkins, this young freshman from Hoover who played 9 games last fall/spring in that kind of truncated FCS season that many of these schools had. Had 3 catches a campaign ago. Second down, and Cooper wants to keep it. Jermaine Johnson and Robert Cooper wrap up Zarek Cooper.
It looked a little awkward. It looked like Zarek Cooper wanted to pitch it to the running back. That quick toss, but Josh Samuel thought, oh, this is a quarterback keep.
Yeah.
Sets up a 3rd and short, though. Jacksonville State lucky to get a positive play.
Yep. Gamecocks were 5 of 9 in the first half. Here's a quick toss trying to get to the near side, and Jermaine Johnson shows you the open field athleticism. Roddy, he can give it to you off the edge, and that time he tracks down the running back, Samuel.
Thought it was interesting when we asked Adam Fuller, is Jermaine Johnson the big-time leader on this defense. He said, yeah, a little bit, but he's not super relatable because he's big, he's long, and he's fast, and you saw it there. Amy is having been in a locker room with some of those guys that are that. He is absolutely right. Those guys, you can't relate to the things those guys can do.
3 and out goes Jacksonville State. Second time in the last 3 possessions. There's Travis Jay on a fair catch, and Florida State will scrimmage from its 21-yard line. Larisha Harris. We're in the second half.
With head coach John Gross, and he told me that they had a lot of opportunities offensively in the first half, but those self-inflicted wounds are what really hurt them. And I asked him, what's your message to your team as you head into the second half? And he said, basically, it's what we've been focusing on all week: alignment, assignment, execution, and communication. He wants to ensure that his guys effectively communicate and finish in this second half.
Well, they had a lot of that going for them in the first 25 minutes of the first half. And now here's Mackenzie Milton, who took the Noles on a touchdown drive to close the first half. Off the 21. And this is Corbin finding the second level. 13 yards to the 34 and a first down. Wow. If they get this cranked up to go with Mackenzie Milton's awareness in the throw game, Roddy,
I mean, it's going to be dangerous.
Here's a quick snap. Somebody lost their hat. And Corbin will get to the 39. It looks like Jackson Luttrell. There's Big Jackson out of Rainbow City, Alabama. And a flag went down at the same time. Let's see what Gary Patterson has for us.
Number 92 defense helmet came off. There is no flag because he continued to participate, but in the immediate action. No foul. Second down.
There you have it.
Excellent explanation by Gary Patterson. And talking about Jashaun Corbin, Wes, he is a guy that obviously transferred from Texas A&M and showed flashes towards the end of last season. Mike Norvell told us he had a devastating hamstring injury coming out of Texas A&M, was never really full strength. We didn't get to see that last year. You can see the lateral quickness, and you saw the long speed on that 89-yard run against Notre Dame.
84 yards on 10 carries. Here's Milton trying to avoid the rush. He'll get to his right. There's a hold on Florida State. McKenzie gets out of bounds into the bench area of the Gamecocks, but all that's going to be for naught.
Holding, number 58, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
25th start of his career for Devontae Love Taylor here tonight. Here is Mackenzie Milton's stat line so far. First touchdown pass in 1,023 days.
You said it earlier, it's sort of the journey coming full circle. Been an incredible journey for him and his family who have been there to support him, team around him.
Yep.
Good for him.
Here is Trayshawn Ward stepping through at the 40, first down beyond the 45. Yule Gowdy might have saved a touchdown. 17-yard run.
You got a Jacksonville State player down. I like Florida State just going to the run game. And that is a gaping hole. Trayshawn Ward has to make a man miss downfield, but the offensive line that really opened that will take a break while they tend to the Jacksonville State player.
Extra Yard for Teachers Week is an annual effort led by the College Football Playoff Foundation that brings college sports together to support and honor great teachers across the country at games and on social media. To learn more about Extra Yard for Teachers, follow @CFP Extra Yard. We resume action, and here is Ward and a marker down as he is brought down in the neighborhood of the 38-yard line, but let's check the marker. It's 16-yard run.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Number 75, offense, 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Dylan Gibbons is guilty here. This is some of your best analyst work typically, the block below the waist.
Yeah, well, you know, familiar. I've seen one or two of those in my day. There's where the block below the waist is going to happen, but I want you to watch Trayshawn Ward as well. There's the block below the waist. Look at the quickness, though. from Trayshawn Ward. The ability, the footwork. I didn't really like that block with a waist call, though. I mean, that was
4 for 40 yards, by the way, for Ward.
yeah.
Oh, no, that's 4th penalty, 40 yards on Florida State. Beg your pardon. Here's the throw off the hands of the tight end, Cameron McDonald. Incomplete.
This Florida State team had a number of times in the first half where they started to get something going, and then whether it was a drop pass or a penalty, sort of put them behind the chains.
Nope.
It has been a maybe not quite dismal, but extremely inconsistent offensive performance from Florida State today.
Have not thrown for 60 yards yet in the ball game. Milton to his right, looking, pumps, and now slips it up the field. There's another flag down as Malik McClain makes the catch at the 37. And another penalty against the Noles. Marshall Clark, there's the
Holding.
linebacker.
Number 55, offense, 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's on Dante Lucas, and the Noles are going backwards.
Buddy.
2nd and 35 coming up.
You know, Mackenzie Milton's going to go back and look at this play, and he's going to put that on himself. Malik McClain was wide open early on in that play. They didn't quite get back to it. Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator there with the glasses, obviously doesn't like I've got the glasses on too, but obviously doesn't like the call. Wes up here giving me a look because he's broken out the glasses for the first time lately.
Here we go, 2nd and 35. Hand the ball off, and here's Corbin. Kept his feet around the edge, 30, and took a man on and banged out of bounds by Jamari Jemison. And it'll be measured just past the 31-yard line. 10-yard run. Kenny Dillingham, Larisha.
Well, you were talking about teacher appreciation, and I had the opportunity to talk to Kenny Dillingham, and he told me that one person who helped him to that helped him through the transition from being a player to a coach was a guy named Charlie Ragle. Dillingham tore his ACL, and Coach Ragle came to him and said, "Have you ever thought about coaching?" And that's how he got introduced to coaching, and he's been in this position ever since, working as a coach.
Yeah. And now at 31, one of the brightest offensive minds in college football.
And all of that went down his senior year of high school.
Right.
He was saying, I can't coach, I'm in high school. And Coach Ragle said, why not? Come on out, help with the football team. And you're absolutely right, he has been coaching ever since. Most of that time next to Mike Norvell, where they were together at Memphis before Dillingham went to Auburn. And then when Norvell got the job here at Florida State, Kenny Dillingham came with him.
Florida State just 2 of 8 on 3rd down tonight, guys. Mastromano hammers it over Charleston's head. And will it check up? The Noles, can they get there? They did! Heck of an effort by Florida State. C.J. Campbell and Ja'Kai Douglas team up on this sensational play on the back end. Great save by Campbell, touched by Douglas. All right, about 5 minutes in here in the 3rd quarter, Mastromano's punt, Campbell touched it up, and then Ja'Kai Douglas actually downed it. It's a career best punt for Alex Mastromano of 65 yards. Roddy, it's 11 yards better than his career best coming in.
Yeah, and an excellent effort on the back end. Oh, it looks like DJ Campbell's in the end zone when he touches this ball. Nonetheless, Jacksonville State will stay on the 1-yard line, not get the benefit.
Cooper in the gun, play fake, wants to throw, pressure coming, Gainer, he slipped away and then throws offline. Looking for Phil Yaw Johnson, the transfer from Duke.
He did the pocket up.
What'd I tell you during the break?
You said that they would heat it up.
The old Mickey Andrews
Absolutely.
tactic. Get some of those hombres in there that hadn't played much during the night and let them go.
Well, Amari Gainer's played a lot. And he was coming off the edge.
Oh, there it is. They snuck through. No, I thought for a moment that they'd given the ball to Samuel, or Jackson rather, and it was Cooper that kept it above the 5.
Yeah, once again, they option off of the 3 technique, the defensive lineman on the interior of that line. Watch Cooper. Pulls it at the last minute, actually options off the linebacker coming down. Pulls it and then is able to get the positive gain. Second down, give him a little breathing room here on 3rd down.
Yeah, DJ Lundy got me and DJ Lundy.
Oh, whoa, that's a good fake.
In motion, that's Edwards. And straight ahead with Jackson. No, they got it on the perimeter again and got the first down with Cooper. Or no, Jackson kept it and bounced it? What in the world?
That one was confusing, but that one got me too. It looked like Florida State may have wrapped up the wrong guy. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. Jackson's coming across. He gets stopped up. DJ Lundy slams down the offensive lineman, and Jackson sneaks out the back door. But in the mass of humanity, it looked like Lundy brought down the running back, but the running back gets out and gets the first down.
Wow, how about that? So fresh set of downs. Cooper, a quick throw to the perimeter and off the hands of Edwards. Brownlee was there in coverage for Florida State.
I've seen a lot of drop passes tonight, Wes, from both sides. Some of the ones on Jacksonville State side have been a little more difficult. That one pretty easy for Edwards. But it's so much bigger when you're coming out of your own end zone and you've got these opportunities to get positive yards. You've already gotten a first down, so your number one goal is accomplished, giving yourself some room to punt the ball away. That really could have set you up nicely on 2nd down.
Touchdown lead for the Noles, 2nd in the full 10 here for Jacksonville State. Cooper will keep it this time and brought down at the 22. A gain of right at about 7. Sidney Williams, who's got the fumble recovery, and now we got a little pushing and shoving and
extracurriculars. Jamie Robinson's got to be careful. I'm a little surprised there's not a flag there. There was some pushing and shoving. I think they took exception to the way that the tackle was handled on Zarek Cooper. He's trying to get up. Oh yeah, saw Sidney Williams kind of cross over him. Zarek Cooper doesn't like it. The offensive line certainly doesn't like it. Jamie Robinson comes and grabs one of the offensive linemen and pulls him out. That usually will draw the ire of the referees, but well handled by this officiating crew.
3rd and 3. Gamecocks are 6 of 11. Coming to the near side, Jackson won't get there. Florida State is running to the football tonight. Renardo Green, the free safety. Sophomore from Orlando was the first guy.
He was flying out of the secondary to turn it back in. Didn't make the tackle, but forced running back inside. Pursuit is able to make the tackle.
Dawson's punt toward Travis Jay, who will make the fair catch at the 30-yard line. We're halfway home in quarter 3. We told you in the first half that Andrea Adelson's done a phenomenal job documenting the return of Mackenzie Milton. If you didn't see the full feature this morning on game day, here's a little brief touch for you.
The first time I met him, I examined him, and he said, "What are the chances of me playing again?"
He told me a slam dunk grand slam would be just have you walking without pain and just living hopefully a normal life. The odds of you playing football again would be basically slim to none. To me, I was like, oh, so you're saying there's a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance?
Absolutely was a chance, and he took advantage of it. Back out on the football field, moving pretty well. He's turned on the jets a couple times coming around the corner.
Yep. First down.
May not have the power steering that he used to, but still has that mobility.
2nd down, 13. Ward lost 3. And so here's Milton on the near hash. And slips it right across the middle. Parchment, another catch. This one at the 35. Third catch of the night for Andrew Parchment, who grew up in Florida, Cypress Bay High School down in Fort Lauderdale, and then started his college career, played 29 games at Kansas, had 90 catches. There's a first down throw, and that is caught by McDonald. And that should be enough for the first down. We've got another injured Gamecock on the play. All right, so we'll take a timeout with them here in Tallahassee. 6.5 to play in the third. Well, Yesman Green is the injured Jacksonville State player who they're tending to. Now, Green is getting the start tonight because of the injury we spoke of to Jeremiah Harris, and that's his dad, the defensive coordinator of the Gamecocks, Kelvin Sigler. And so a little bit of two thoughts there. One, the professional, and certainly one, the personal. Here is Toafili getting the carry on 1st and 10. In fact, Roddy, you remarked after our visit on Thursday with Jacksonville State that Kelvin Sigler just kind of glossed right over the fact, and Yesman Green will go in to replace Jeremiah Harris. And you asked him, he was kind of saying, oh, no, he's got good ability. And you're like, no, wait a second, that's your son.
Right. We had to, hey, coach.
and to kind of draw it out of him.
That's your boy, right? Like, we're not off there.
Yeah. Quick throw by Milton. Another catch by McDonald. And that'll be a first down, cracking to the 47-yard line of Jacksonville State.
But that is a spot, as you said, that the Jacksonville State was already on a backup, and you saw Cameron McDonald now coming off the field as well.
Yep. I think he took a helmet on the hand.
Yeah. Excellent tight end. Whew.
Sure is. Here's Milton now, starting to warm up a little bit. That could be dangerous. This is the throw to the backside. Williamson the catch. And he'll be measured to the 30-yard line of Jacksonville State, right at about a 17-yard throw.
And Florida State was taking all these shots deep in the first half. Now they've gone to the short, quick passing game. The passing game that I think Mackenzie Milton is one of his strengths. I mean, can certainly throw the deep ball as well as anybody, but this short passing game he certainly has command of.
Here's Williamson the catch, flag down again. And ineligible is the call. Roddy, I got to be honest with you. First couple of weekends of college football, this has been the most popular call of them all.
First down.
Seemingly this has been called, and I don't know, point of emphasis perhaps, maybe so, but I've seen this called everywhere, coast to coast. And I'm not blaming them. I'm just.
No, I guess it is a point of it. Maybe it's just been one of those sort of weird occurrences that have just happened over and over, and the referees, the officials have been on it.
Yep. Here's the handoff. Ward trying to find an alley, and that closed up pretty quick. So it'll be second down and the full 15 from the 35 after the penalty a moment ago.
It's been a long drive for Florida State. We're starting to wear down, or trying to wear down, this Jacksonville State defense.
Here's Milton again, four-man pressure. Catch is made here to the near side. Malik McClain, incomplete is the call. Well, Florida State averaged just under 4 yards of play in the first quarter. Since then, they've been averaging about 6 yards of play. Now, they've had a couple of defensive efforts. The fumble recovery by Sidney Williams, the punt return by Helton. They're looking for another score here. Corbin's return to the backfield with Milton. Snap to Milton, quick throw, middle of the field, caught and juggled. Wilson, and incomplete. Wilson could not hang on. Big lick from Nicario Harper. And a marker down again.
Legal formation. Offense, number 58, not on the line of scrimmage. 5 yard, they're going
to decline it, Gary.
That penalty will be declined.
There you go.
Fourth down.
That's it.
Florida State's kind of in a weird position where you're going to trot out the field goal kicker. It's going to be about a 52-yard field goal. So they're going to get the right tackle, Devontae Love-Taylor, with an excellent job of separating Jordan Wilson from the ball by this Jacksonville State defense. And And you're going to get a 53-yard attempt.
Yep. Remember, he made the 50-yarder, right? 50 and change the other night before the penalty was marked off after Mike Norvell challenged it. Middle of the field for Ryan Fitzgerald will be a career best. And it's on the way, and it is good. How about that? 4:20 to go in the third. And Fitzgerald just stroked that one beautifully, Roddy.
And you see the number of guys coming up to him and patting him on the head. Everybody knows what this young man went through at the end of that Notre Dame game. Calmly knocks it through the uprights from 53 yards. That is an absolute bomb. And it had some more on it, Wes. Like,
it did.
They could have been good from 56, 57.
Yep. So Ryan Fitzgerald makes it a 10-point lead. It's a 10-play, 35-yard drive for Florida State in 3:12. And the Noles push it to a 17-7 advantage. Now, there are little things that happen in a ball game like this every once in a while that you think, wonder what that will do for us down the road. That's got to help Ryan Fitzgerald for sure.
It absolutely has. And one of the unique things about Florida State is we get to talk to John Papuchis, the special teams coordinator. He kind of told us that, told Ryan Fitzgerald, look, you made the pressure kick. You made the kick when we were down. And then obviously boomed the one from 50 yards before the challenge, but his ability to respond, I'm sure, is something that everyone's excited to see.
So the kick will not be returned. Jacksonville State will go from its 25. All right, let's roll it back to last Sunday night. Florida State got the ball first. In overtime, Fitzgerald missed the 37-yarder. And then, you know what, a couple of times a year ago, Notre Dame needed Jonathan Dorr to come through, and he did. And the other night, he hit the game winner, 41-38, after the Irish gave away the 18-point advantage in the second half.
That was a performance that gave Florida State a lot of momentum, and though Fitzgerald didn't hit the one the other night, the potential is certainly there for him to have still a great season.
Here's Cooper, all about throw, now will keep and get 3 yards before he is tackled. Kalen Deloach, the linebacker from Savannah. Let's check with Larisha.
The recent strong safety we saw for Jacksonville State, Yasmin Green, who went down, he was just carted off of the field and headed into the FSU locker room. There's no designation on his status right now, but I'm working to get that information for you guys.
All right, thank you. That would be a tough loss for Jacksonville State, who's run for 100 yards on 31 tries tonight. Reason being with an injury already to Jeremiah Harris. And now you take Yasmin Green out of the lineup, and we got a procedure penalty coming up on the Gamecocks.
52, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Josh Wegener, native Iowan, who had 10 starts a year ago, the penalty. Yeah, they lose Harris and now Green. And Roddy, all of a sudden you got a youngin to go back there for next week when they play North Alabama. And with this move now that Jacksonville State's made after a lot of success in the Ohio Valley Conference, as the Atlantic Sun Conference develops a football league. And Greg Seitz was very insightful with us before the game, talking about just the sheer geography of the league. But North Alabama and Jacksonville State, that'll be a thing. Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State, that'll be a thing, Roddy. All of a sudden you got a pretty good league of FCS football to look forward to.
Yeah, and they're very excited about this move. Jacksonville State's been one of the most successful FCS programs, especially in John Gross's tenure.
Yep. Your Majesty Sanders is the injured Gamecock on the play here. 8 FCS playoff appearances last 11 years. 2015 National Championship game appearance. They joined the Atlantic Sun in July after 18 years in the Ohio Valley Conference. And, of course, they've had outstanding players. It is a school that presents an opportunity for guys. And look, we've talked about it tonight. I mean, just defensively alone, they've got transfers from South Carolina, Louisville. They've got guys that started their career, let's see, at
Clemson and Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah. UCLA.
It's kind of an interesting scenario. Nicario Harper at Southern Miss. You've got guys that have been at a variety of different places. Eric Cooper, we told you earlier, Clemson. Josh Samuel, Western Kentucky. It's that, but you know what it also is too, Roddy? Some guys in the state of Alabama who don't get that big offer, who want to continue their football career, and John Gross does a great job in developing players. Here's Cooper, quick throw to the near side. Samuel the catch, and we'll get it back inside the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 4th down. Amari Gaynor on the tackle.
They set up the screen, and Gaynor coming from inside out really makes this play. He's got blockers out front, just not able to be patient, and then Gaynor comes in a big lick by he and Travis J.
Yep.
But Pat Jackson had to speed up his tempo because of Gaynor's pursuit.
3 and out for the 3rd time, Roddy, in the last 4 possessions if you take away the kneel to end the first half, and Keyshawn Hilton on the return. And Florida State will start from right around its 35-yard line. Well, Jashawn Corbin the other night, a big touchdown run against Notre Dame, and he's been back on the attack here this evening again.
He certainly has. This FSU running game has really powered them today. It's been the most consistent part of this offense. The offensive line's done a nice job of opening up holes on the touchdown. This was a big run to set up another FSU score. Hasn't just been Jashawn Corbin, though. We've seen clips of him in that highlight package, but Trayshawn Ward has had his own. And this Florida State team, 5th in the conference in rushing a year ago, 4th in yards per carry a year ago. Jordan Travis had a lot to do with that, but so did Jashawn Corbin and the rest of his crew.
Mackenzie Milton, play fake to Corbin, quick throw, intercepted. Coming back down the sideline is Jamari Jemison, and is knocked out of bounds. And all of a sudden, Jacksonville State gets a sudden change.
And the timing on this one, Wes, was just a little off. The break of the receiver was earlier than Mackenzie Milton was going to throw the football. Andrew Parchment, it's kind of a blind throw back. You're trusting that the timing is going to be right and the corner's not going to have time to break on that ball. Mike Norvell was talking to Mackenzie Milton about it. So probably telling him, hey, look, take a peek at where the corner is, because he was all over that route.
Yep.
Timing just a little off, though.
Jackson in the ball game with Cooper. Interception, the first of Jemison's career for the Gamecocks. First down give Jackson, and he'll get to the 29 before DJ Lundy shoves him down.
Florida State's controlled this second half, but Jacksonville State goes down and gets a score here. Makes it a 1-score game. Things could get weird late night in Doak Campbell.
Cooper in the gun. Looking for another quick throw. Gives ground. Going to sail it out of bounds. Marker down as well. And a hold on the Gamecocks.
Really for both sides, it has been a sloppy offensive line play game.
5, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
A number of holds, we've had some illegal formations, we've had legal man downfield.
Right.
Added a illegal low block. It's been a sloppy on both sides.
Well, given that the Gamecocks played, 10 days ago, right? UAB lost in Montgomery. Florida State played 6 days ago. Here's Cooper. This is 2nd and 17. Tries to sip it down the middle. It's in. No, dropped. Oh, my goodness. That was in the hands of Travis J.
Travis J was thinking about the return. They had a similar one last week. Akeem Dent dropped a surefire interception, and Zarek Cooper just short arms his ball. I mean, the receiver's open. The athleticism of Jay to get back to it is fantastic. You just got to bring it in. Almost does. The elevation, though, I mean, that was impressive.
Yep. Phil Yaw Johnson, the intended receiver. So now 3rd and 17. Cooper. Little boot out from midfield, flag thrown, ball caught. It will be a first down, but it won't stand. The catch is made by Wells, but this is another hold on Jacksonville State, I believe.
Holding, offense, number 84, 10-yard penalty, repeat third down.
Jacob Jenkins on Jermaine Johnson.
A tight end on Jermaine Johnson is a mismatch in Florida State's favor every time.
Top of your screen.
Yeah, top of your screen, just trying to hold on. He gave his quarterback a chance, but that is certainly not the matchup you want if you're Jacksonville State, and negates a really good third down pickup by Zarek Cooper.
Yep. So reset for 3rd and 27, Roddy. Cooper up to the far side and caught. Nope, out of bounds is Wells at the 28. I think simply trying to get to field goal range was the goal there. If you get the first down, great, but at least give Alan Karaljic a chance, right?
Yeah, you got to keep him in bounds. It's a tight window, but it's a throw that Zarek Cooper can make, and now Jacksonville State, after the turnover, going to come up empty-handed.
And Roddy, they're 1 for their last 7 on 3rd down after starting 5 of 7.
You got to give a lot of credit to this Florida State defense forcing the issue.
Travis Jay will run away from the end-over-end punt. And the ball's going to check up right around the 8-yard line. That's where the Noles will get going. And tell you what, we've got another full Saturday of ACC football for you here on ACC Network. We'll start at high noon. ACC football presented by Subway. Syracuse will welcome Albany to the Dome. Nice crowd today for the old Eastern battle between the Scarlet Knights and the Orange. Roddy Larisha and I will be at the fabled Horseshoe on the West Campus in Durham to see the Wildcats of Northwestern and the Blue Devils and Mateo Durant. And then in prime time, presented by Geico, Virginia and North Carolina. Brennan Armstrong today, 405 and 5 touchdowns for Bronco Mendenhall's team.
Been slinging it, threw for over 300 in the first week, if I'm not mistaken.
Mackenzie Milton goes to work. Give is Corbin at the 10. Took on a man at the 12 and will be stopped at the 15. Pickup of 7. Yeah, other winners today. Georgia Tech beat Kennesaw State. Pittsburgh, a great win at Knoxville. Wake Forest, a winner. Virginia Tech got a couple of touchdowns from Raheem Blackshear. It's been a busy, busy day with 13 games, and just moments ago, I think Miami was able to hold off Appalachia.
Much to the chagrin of the fans here.
Yeah.
Florida State when that was announced.
Left side, and this is Ward slipping through to the 20.
Tell you what, I like the way he runs, Wes. I really do. There's power there, there's quickness, there's a desire to break tackles.
So Trayshawn Ward will close the 3rd quarter. Florida State by 10 when we continue. We welcome you back. ACC Network primetime football tonight from Tallahassee. Presented by Geico with Roddy Jones, Larisha Harris, West Durham. Florida State 17, Jacksonville State 7. We come to you from Bobby Bowden Field tonight on a Saturday night in the state capital of Florida. Mike Norvell looking for his first win of the season. Mackenzie Milton 1st and 10 as we start this 4th period. Toafili flipped over just beyond the line of scrimmage. Been an interesting 3 quarters of play. The fumble that ultimately converted into the Corbin touchdown with 5:01 to go in the 2nd quarter, Roddy, looms as probably the biggest play of the game.
Yeah, I would say so. And really since then, it's kind of settled down into a little bit of a sleepy affair in the second half. Jacksonville State obviously with the big interception, but not able to convert it to points.
Jayshawn Corbin has got 100 yards tonight. And Toafili getting the rock here will get it to the 23. 3rd down coming up. Tackle made by Umstead Sanders, 5th-year senior from Port St. Joe, Florida. transfer from Gainesville to Jacksonville State.
Florida State's has not really gotten into their tempo on this drive, going at a pretty easy pace. And some subs for this third down.
Mackenzie Milton, 13 of 24, under 100 yards throwing tonight. Gonna look to break the century mark here. No. Oh, little shake, little bank, and out of bounds at the 35. I don't know what you're talking about to power steering here, Jones.
Maybe he heard me.
That looked pretty good right there.
Able to put a move on. How about this? I mean, a couple of years ago, they would have thought this was impossible, but what's a move on Markel Benton? Plants on the bad leg. Well, you know what? They're both good legs now. It's just a braced leg.
There's the catch by Wilson at the 40. Falls forward for a couple of more. A little laundry from Markel Benton on the run by Mackenzie Milton. And then he comes right back and spins it to Wilson to pick up 6.
Jordan Travis, certainly the quarterback that's more known for his running ability, but Mackenzie Milton, pick him up and put him down a little bit. And with each run, it seems like he gains a little more confidence, the ability to do it, get out of bounds or get down.
And straight ahead, here's Ward, bouncing to the near side. Turns the corner. Mike Norvell was pointing toward the south end zone. George Steele saves it from being even a bigger play. 17 yards for Trayshawn Ward.
I'm telling you what, quickness in the hole, this dude has got it. Give it a plant and a jump cut on a dime.
Here's Milton, play fake, loads, throws, and Parchment got knocked down, or that was 6.
I think if he'd have tried to complete the somersault, he probably still could have gotten up and caught that. Mackenzie Milton aired it out pretty good.
Whoa, offensive pass interference.
Interesting.
Pass interference. Offense, number 7. 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Wow. Roddy, I was watching the flight of the ball. Parchment, when we looked, was doing a front somersault.
And so the indication, usually when that happens, you get defensive pass interference. We don't have a great look of it. But I'm surprised that it went the other way. We have being told that that one was out of the view of our cameras as well.
So here's Milton with the 2 tight end set. Little pump fake. Now a little sidearm number. And the catch by Toafili, who steps out of bounds at the 48. Still second and pretty long.
We're trying to run a fake quarterback power tight end pop pass, but Mackenzie Milton got pressure right in his face. Had to get off his spot. And fortunate to have Toafili there waiting on the outlet.
You see 3 to the top of the screen. Toafili going to get the carry and drive it for a couple of yards to the 50, and now it'll be 3rd and even 20 after Taji Stewart, 5th-year senior from Walton High School in Marietta, and transfer from South Alabama, makes the play. Here's Milton in the pocket again. Now launches, and McDonald can't come up with it. Now we got a flag. I think Milton was hit after the throw. Yep, and here comes another one, because this is Stewart again coming through traffic with Umstead Sanders as well.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer with targeting. Number 22, defense. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 22, defense. That's his first unsportsmanlike. The previous play is under further review.
So they will review the targeting on Stewart.
Quarterback throwing the football is a defenseless player.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They got the wrong player. Number 8, Markel Benton, is the one that actually hits Mackenzie Milton up high, so they'll correct that, and I assume we'd get a targeting call.
Is it Benton that hits him, or? It's a fairly long conversation with Gary Patterson and John Gross, and Roddy, you're covering one of this going to the break. It's Markel Benton that hit Mackenzie Milton, first of all.
Yeah, it's 8 that hits Mackenzie Milton up high. Yeah, it's number 8, and they've announced it as number 22, Taji Stewart.
Right.
Now, he got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after this happens. That very clearly targeting.
We got a ball moved to the 20. Here's Gary Patterson. I think we had another one added on top of this.
Yeah, there was the unsportsmanlike conduct as well. But the question is, who has to leave the game? Markel Benton is leaving the field. It looks like he's the one that's going to get pulled.
Right. So there goes Benton. Second team All-OVC a year ago with 69 stops, including a double-figure performance in the playoffs for John Gross.
But remember, you also did have the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Taji Stewart, which is why you got 30 yards of penalties off of that one play.
Right.
We're being told they were looking to see.
Here's Gary Patterson.
Correction. The targeting was on number 8 on the defense. Number 8 is disqualified from the remainder of the game. Number 22 had his first unsportsmanlike. He can remain in the game. The 15-yard penalty for the live ball being forced, as well as a dead ball. 1st and 10.
All right.
Nice job by this officiating crew of communicating, getting it done. Here's the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yeah, that's.
Come on. I mean, that was a pretty dangerous hit. Those are the types of hits that you want out of the game, and then you can't do the Iverson step over. You can't.
11 penalties, 115 yards, and here's the throw to the perimeter. Williamson inside the 10. 1st and goal. Fuquay the stop.
Timeout, injured Jacksonville State player.
Step aside, under 12 to go. They'll tend to another Gamecock who's down.
ACC Network Primetime Football is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Well, national championships for Florida State, 93 and 99 for Robert Klecker Bowden from Birmingham, Alabama. And such a treat for us to be here tonight at Bobby Bowden Field at Doak Campbell Stadium for the 4th meeting all time between Jacksonville State and Florida State. 10-point lead for the home team. 11th play of the drive is a 1st and goal off the 9 of the Gamecocks. Milton in the gun. That's Toafili coming into the backfield, and we got movement.
False start. Number 55, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Wes, when Florida State goes back and looks at the film of this and sees all the mistakes,
right,
they will be equal parts disappointed in the performance and also happy that it happened this week. Because you do this next week against a really good Wake Forest team.
Who does not commit penalties.
Who does not commit and does not turn the ball over.
Right.
And that's enough to get you beat.
Snap to Milton. And trying to squeeze through at the right side. Toafili got hit and dropped by Tullis. Stavante Tullis, redshirt junior from Dothan at the linebacking spot.
You know, we knew coming into this game, we talked to Mike Norvell about it, that it was going to be a challenge for this Florida State team to block out all the noise, to get over the loss, the emotional loss, and also the pats on the back that came after it and have a good performance. They have not had a good performance, but ultimately the win is what you want.
Milton wants to throw the fade to the corner. Now we're going to reset to the near side, zip it to the goal line, and making the catch. And down at the 1 is Wyatt Rector again in traffic.
Well, you were right. He wanted the fade to Andrew Parchment, but Parchment went and blocked Yul Gowdy, the cornerback. So he decides to roll, and Florida State's going to go fast.
Toafili pulled down in the backfield, and that's Stewart, or Tullis again, beg your pardon, 28. Stavante Tullis with a nice play. They've also, and again, I don't know how much of this is called, you know, if the first play's a catch and you move it forward, do you then jump into the quick huddle, quick snap routine? But Roddy, that's a pretty good little trait to have for your offensive weaponry.
Yeah, they can modulate the tempo as they're going to go for it on 4th down. They brought in some extra beef, and they're going to take a timeout.
Yep. 9:54 to play in Tallahassee. Knowles looking for the knockout punch next. All right, Roddy, here we go. 4th down and goal from the 3. 9:54 to play, and out of the Mike Norvell timeout, Florida State trying to push this thing to 17 points.
You're exactly where you would be for a 2-point conversion, so I would expect this to be one of Florida State's better 2-point plays here.
Milton, quick throw, right side, looking, and it is caught. Did they hold on for the touchdown? Looking for a signal. McClain, it's called incomplete. Finally called incomplete with Deco Wilson.
Previous play is under further review.
In coverage for Jacksonville State. You'll see it with us.
Such a bang-bang play, so we're looking for a couple of things. One, does he possess it and control it? When does that happen? 2, does he get a foot down? He definitely gets a foot down in bounds.
All right.
And then does he complete the act of the catch through the ground? This is on the back of the defender. It looks like he has control. All right, this will give us a look.
This is maybe the best one because he falls to his right here, right?
So he's got the foot down in bounds with, I would call that control of the football. There's the catch. Foot. Does he control it all the way through the ground? No, he doesn't, and moves. So it's an incomplete
rolled
pass.
at his waist.
Yep.
It takes the
Incomplete
last.
pass.
If we could get, we can go back and look at that one more time. You'll see him fall to the ground, and it looks like when he lands, Roddy, he's got it, and then the ball slips on the hip, right?
Right. So he has control here with the foot in bounds. Then you have to survive the ground, and
There's
he doesn't
the
do that. The ball hits the ground. It moves. And so if that had happened in the field of play and it doesn't hit the ground and you're able to reestablish control in the end zone, then that's a touchdown. But because it happens out of bounds, can't do it. I think it's a good call on the field. And I believe this one's going to stand or be confirmed.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Incomplete pass.
It's, as you can imagine, not wildly popular here. But under the letter of the law, Roddy, that's incomplete.
Well, the fans see he has the ball and gets a foot in bounds.
Right.
But that's not the end of the catch. You have to survive the ground when going to the ground, and Malik McClain doesn't do that. The ball moves, it hits the ground. He's able to kind of regain it on his hip. But that's the catching it in the end zone is not the end of the play when you're going to the ground on a catch.
So Jacksonville State trails 10. Now Mike Norvell tried to get a timeout called and got it. Now,
Florida State, that's their second charge timeout.
is he going to challenge this?
No,
Or
he's just,
no, he's just getting his,
he's just getting his ducks in a row.
Yeah. Back after this. (17-7). Stay tuned after the ball game. Huddle after dark, Roddy. Jordan Cornette, Coach Rick, EJ Manuel, Eric McClain. Full comprehensive review, discussion, and analysis of all 13 games today on the ACC schedule. Jacksonville State takes over. Mike Norvell burned a timeout. We got 9:49 to go in a 10-point game here in Tallahassee. And a whistle on the flag. We have had now
number 52,
19 penalties in the ball game. 11 on the visiting Gamecocks, 8 on Florida State. John Gross's team 11 for 105.
I actually don't hate this penalty. You're just trying to get a little bit of a head start as an offensive lineman, try and cheat a little bit. Ultimately, that penalty cost you about 1.5 yards.
Right.
It's probably worth trying to get the head start. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville State goes with a hard count.
Yeah, you're correct. It's 101 yards, not 105, because they don't take the full 5 when they're backed up this far. Here's LaShawn Jarrett to catch, and he is dropped at the goal line by Jamie Robinson. And another flag. I don't think. Nope. So Jarrett lost a step, maybe. LaShawn Jarrett, they're excited about this youngster, by the way. 6'5", 200 from Warner Robins, Georgia.
They call him a tight end. They split him out more. I mean, Florida State kind of told us, we're going to treat him like a receiver until he sticks his nose in there with some of the big offensive linemen. Be surprised to see Jacksonville State rolls Eric Cooper out.
There's Cooper on a straight drop. Tries to fire across the middle, and it looked like Petway went down. He was the intended receiver. Well, Adam Fuller's got to be pretty pumped up. The Florida State defense has allowed 1 first down in the second half.
202 total yards in this game is what this Florida State defense has allowed. And while early on Jacksonville State started to get some stuff going, only 7 points on the board. This defense has been
third down.
Stingy.
Yep.
You hear the penalty was declined. Michael Petway not super happy about that. I'm not really sure what the argument is. It was an incomplete pass anyway.
Right. 39 yards in the second half for the Gamecocks. Cooper trying to bail him out here. Another strong throw looking for Wells. Incomplete. Penalty will be on Florida State for pass interference, and it's on Jarian Jones. Transfer from Mississippi State.
Pass interference. Defense, number 7. Spot foul. Automatic. First down.
Jarian Jones is in great position, draped all over the receiver. And just at the end of it, it's a little off balance and panics. Grabs the shoulders of the receiver to try and get around to that football. Clear pass interference. And he probably didn't need to. I mean, that ball was going to be a tough one to catch anyway. It's not something you know during the throw, but still. Brutal penalty for Florida State on defense.
Sure is. Would have gotten them off the field.
Would have, yep.
And would have been a tough punt for Dawson, too. Under 9 to play now. Cooper sacked. Wow. Jermaine Johnson was the first guy, and then Akeem Dent arrived. 4th sack of the night for the Noles.
It was one of those where once the dam broke, it was going to be tough for Zerrick Cooper to get anything going. You're going to see Jermaine Johnson on the left side. Inside move. There was nothing Zerrick Cooper could do, really, because you had pressure from the inside from Johnson and the outside from Akeem Dent as well.
Roddy, a team that only had 10 sacks a year ago, has 8, and we're not quite through 2 games. Here's the throw, the catch, and the completion is to P.J. Wells, and a first down out to the 32-yard line for Jacksonville State.
Put it all back in that one play. Zerrick Cooper moves up in the pocket and is able to deliver a strike. Comes up like he's going to run and just flips it out. They lose track of P.J. Wells. Frustrating. After you get the sack, I mean, it's frustrating to give up a big play like that.
Under 8 to go now. Cooper to work. Now back up in the pocket, slips out to his left. And boy, he got hit pretty good there by Travis Jay.
Travis Jay, a guy that played safety for this team, really played everything for this team other than corner in the secondary last year, but not afraid to come up and lay a blow. Zerrick Cooper, not the quarterback that's going to slide either. I mean, he's a big man, 217 pounds at 6'3".
Second down and 4 after the 6-yard gain. In motion, that's Ron Wiggins. Here's Cooper cutting it loose, and Phil Yaw Johnson, the intended receiver, the Duke transfer. And a flag has come in again. This one thrown from
deep right field.
West of Tallahassee.
Yeah, there you go.
Holding, defense, number 3. 10-yard penalty,
That's
automatic, first down.
Jarvis Brownlee. The crowd here is kind of at the end of the night on penalties. Both ways, probably.
Yeah, no, I mean, it has been sloppy, to say the least.
Yep.
The number of flags that we've seen, number of just drop passes.
Look at that, 21
turnovers.
penalties, 2 Bills.
Yeah. It's been a busy night for Gary Patterson and this officiating crew.
Yep. Be a heavy tape night for them.
There you go.
Cooper off the 48. Quick throw, and the catch made. Sliding upfield is Petway. And he'll pick up almost 9 on the first down play. John Gross's team keeps kind of grinding here a little bit with under 7 to go. It's a 10-point game, but this is clearly the Gamecocks' best second-half effort so far.
It absolutely is.
Cooper, another throw, this time Wells at the 35. And Jay tried to strip him of it as he falls to the ground at the 30.
Gotten momentum, and they've been able to overcome some of their own mistakes. I mean, they've been able to overcome penalties. They've gotten some help via penalty as well.
Yep.
But if they're able to go down and score here, Wes, I mean, we got to finish.
Bill Johnson back to the formation at the top. Cooper going to loop it and looking for the end zone, and incomplete. Well offline. Bill Johnson, the intended receiver. Brownlee was trailing. He also had Renardo Green covering.
These defensive backs have done a good job on the double moves of Jacksonville State, being physical and cutting them off at the top of the route. Bill Johnson a couple of times. You're a receiver. You got to be strong through that. Expect the contact. Be strong through it.
Right.
Get on top of them and fight through that route so you can go and make a play. But you got to give credit to these Florida State defensive backs and their physicality at the top of these routes.
2nd and 10. Pistol formation. Cooper fakes the handoff, throws on the slant. Petway at the 5, and he'll fall into the end zone. And there's a flag down. Ineligible man downfield.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Biggest penalty of the night for Jacksonville State.
Yep.
It's an RPO, run pass option, and the lineman just gets caught downfield. You're going to see number 60, Zach Angelosi. Yeah, he's about 5 yards downfield.
Wow.
Negates a.
By the way, Petway on the slant is a handful.
Yeah, he is. It's really the first time they've run one of those. We haven't seen a lot of that type of RPOs tonight.
Transfer from Washington State, by the way, into this program. Here's Cooper trying to find room, and there's Jermaine Johnson again.
You mentioned that this Florida State team only had 10 sacks a year ago. I would say it's a pretty good bet that this guy, Jermaine Johnson's going to have more than 10 this year, the way he's playing. You see the hands. Throws off Your Majesty Sanders, is able to get around the edge, but kind of stuns him with the power, throws him by with the hands, bends the corner, and is able to get to the quarterback. That's really good from Jermaine Johnson.
Got your Greg Rousseau package, doesn't he?
More physicality.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's Cooper, back foot throw, broken up, and is it picked? Are they going to call it an interception? It is an interception for Brownlee. Jarvis Brownlee, the pick at the 28.5.
Zarek Cooper throws this one off his back foot. He's not able to get much into it. Floats it out there, and Brownlee's able to come up with the interception.
Zarek Cooper's not happy at all. He thought he got hit in the head.
Look at this one. Oh yeah, I mean, they're going to review this for targeting.
Kalen DeLoach, number 20 on Oh, look at this.
Ball pops up. Oh, definitely an interception.
Hey, now.
The question is, do you get the targeting? As Eric Cooper thinks it is. Look, a quarterback releasing the football is a defenseless player, so you're looking for forcible contact to the head or neck area, and I think you got that. I think it was a high hit as we get a look at the interception.
Wow.
The question's going to be, Wes, is there an indicator of targeting? Which would be a launch from a thrust,
Below the head.
lowering of the head, attacking with the crown.
Well, this ball hit the ground. You can't tell. It was called an interception on the field, so they'd have to have enough to overturn it. Let's go back to the front end of the play here.
You can't really see it there. You see the hit is high.
Cooper wants it right away.
For it. Yeah, he knows. It's going to be interesting. You do get the lowering of the head and the crown. I think that's going to be targeting, Wes. I do.
And that would take Kalen DeLoach out of the first half next Saturday in Winston-Salem.
Yep. One of the starting linebackers for this Florida State team. Because of the lowering of the head, I mean, hits him just under the chin with the crown of that helmet. I think you're going to get targeting here.
Gary Patterson's at the monitor here. Here we go. See what we
After
got.
further review, ruling on the field is a personal foul, targeting, number 20, defense, with 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Number 20 is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
So Kalen DeLoach is out. And next Saturday in Winston-Salem in the first half at Truist Field, he will not be available for Mike Norvell against Dave Clawson's Wake Forest team.
Yeah, that's correct. And again, that one is targeting because of the fact that he lowers and attacks with the crown of the helmet. Watch at the end of this. Quarterback's a defenseless player, forcible contact to the head or neck area. The indicator is the lowering of the head, the attack with that crown. So targeting Kalen DeLoach is out for the rest of this game. Not only that, but it negates the pick.
That's it by Brownlee. So here is Cooper at the 23 and a fresh set of downs. Still a two-score game, and Wiggins can't get cranked up. Redshirt freshman, local kid from Jacksonville, Alabama, the number 2 running back in the state, by the way, Roddy. 4A running back of the year after 2,800 yards and 47 touchdowns
in 1 year.
2019.
Woo. 47 touchdowns.
Is that better than what you did?
Yeah, it was significantly.
Just checking. Just want to know where we are on the measures there.
Pretty.
Okay.
I don't know if it's,
Here's Cooper launching wide open touchdown. Ahmad Edwards. 23-yard throw from Zarek Cooper with 4:45 to go.
Talked over and over about how sloppy this game has been. This Florida State defense has done a pretty good job, but multiple penalties on this drive extended the drive for Jacksonville State. You had a pass interference, you had a hold, and then you had the targeting, all helping Jacksonville State on this drive. Then they lose sight of the post on the switch concept. Jacksonville State gets the touchdown.
11 plays, 97 yards in 5:08. And it is a
Legal substitution, defense, more than 11 players in the formation. That penalty's declined. Extra point is good.
It's a 3-point game.
Watch the corner and the safety on this play. You get Michael Petway on the inside. It looks like he's got the switch. They're expecting to switch that off. It ends up being Ahmad Edwards catch the ball. So you got the corner on the outside expecting the safety to switch it. The safety is following as if they're going to stay on their guys. You end up with a wide open player in the end zone. It's the second week in a row you've had a miscommunication in man-to-man coverage for this defense. That Michael Mayer touchdown last week happened early in the Notre Dame game. Also a miscommunication between the two. Turned the guy scot-free for a touchdown, and now we got a situation where this Jacksonville State defense gets a stop, and fans here in Doak Campbell Stadium are going to be a little nervous.
Well, the other issue too is get ready for a with 4:45 to go, all 3 timeouts for John Gross. You got some hands guys up front.
Yeah, I think if you're Jacksonville State, you kick this one deep and you play football. You don't necessarily have to burn your timeouts right away to stop the clock. You can let this thing play out and see. And if Florida State is able to get a first down, then you start to burn your timeouts.
And they do kick it away. Douglas will let it hit. Florida State will scrimmage from its 25. And a quick check of tonight's Player Spotlight brought to you by Geico. 3rd career 100-yard game for Jashawn Corbin tonight, Roddy. 12 for a $1 and a score.
Hasn't been an overly dominant performance on the ground by Florida State, but Jashawn Corbin has been excellent when he's gotten his hands on the football. Really like this pair of running backs, Jashawn Corbin, Trayshawn Ward. And you combine Toa Feely and Ja'Kai Douglas, who are guys that can do stuff in the slot and in the backfield. Florida State's got a really nice running back room, a lot to be excited about. Jashawn Corbin, the leader of that group.
Well, and now Trayshawn Ward starts the series with Mackenzie Milton. They'll hand it to Toa Feely going left side, and he will push it for 3, maybe 4. And finally the whistles blow shy of the 30. Florida State's got the 3-point lead, 4.5 to go. John Gross is sitting on the full bucket of timeouts over there. And my guess is he's going to sit on those as long as he thinks mathematically he can.
Yeah, you play out these first downs. If Florida State gets a first down, then you start to think about taking one of those timeouts.
Here's Milton going to make a quick throw near side. This is Toa Feely again, and he will stretch for the 30, stays in bounds, which will keep the clock rolling. Under 4 now to go. Wilson, the stop. And Roddy, here we are with 3rd and the better part of 4.
It was a really good open field tackle by Deco Wilson, and 3rd and 4. This is as big a play as we've seen all day in this game. Get a wholesale line change, it seems like, for Jacksonville State.
Yep. Mackenzie Milton. Play clock winding down to 5. He'll take the snap. It's a free play. Gamecocks are offside. Going to take the shot and looking for Helton, I believe, downfield. And Yul Gowdy was defending.
Defense, number 2, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Guess what, though? DJ Coleman offside, and that awards Florida State the first down.
It's the one thing you can't do. It's the one thing you cannot do in that situation is jump offside. Watch the football take off. Don't even pay attention to the clap. Nice job of Florida State using the hard count, using that clap to force them offsides. But for Jacksonville State, you can't do that.
Here's Milton, first down hand, and Corbin pushes it for 3 to the 38.
John Gross opting not to take his timeouts, tank a timeout here, and I like the call. You still got plenty of time left.
Yeah, but you got one of the best game managers college football has too right here.
Yeah.
I mean, the comeback physically one thing, but Roddy, he was wired to win when he was playing in Orlando.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yep.
Mackenzie Milton gonna milk every ounce of this clock.
You see the numbers, 18 of 30 for 133, a touchdown to pick, but there's another handoff, and Corbin will come close to the first down, and we'll see if Jacksonville State's they're gonna wait here with 2:18 to play.
It's one of those, it's almost better if he gets the first down than if he doesn't.
Yep.
because now you got a 3rd and short, and yes, your defense may come up with a big stop, but if they don't, that's just one extra play that you're having to sit there and run. You're in a tough spot here. You take the timeout before it, and then they get the first down. You only have your 2. You take it after, and you're wasting time.
Yep.
John Gross opting to take it after.
And now with 10 on the play clock, they check Milton all the way out to the wide side at the left. Wildcat set here with Corbin, and he does not get it. And there's the timeout with 1:39 to play. The hit made by Harper, who came crashing down from the safety spot.
Wow, I said that it was almost better for him to get the first down. Jacksonville State's defense disagreed. They said we can stop him on 3rd and short. An excellent job, the surge up front from this defensive line, able to push Florida State's offensive line into the backfield. There was absolutely nowhere to run. Now, if I'm Jacksonville State, you're in, if Florida State does indeed trot out the punt team, which I would fully expect them to do, you're in safe punt. You are not allowing a fake for anything. You want them to punt the ball away, catch it, see if you can get a drive going.
And it's Florida State is 4 of 13 tonight on 3rd down.
Yeah.
And by the way, in a couple of ball games, that makes them 11 of 29.
Offense back on the field for Florida State. I am a little surprised by this one. Yeah.
Well, you draw them.
I think you're trying to draw them off sides here.
Yep.
And then you take a timeout if you have to, but the last thing John Gross has to tell his team is do not jump off sides.
Right. The Noles bring in the fullback. Tight end Preston Daniel ahead of Corbin. 0 for 2 on 4th down tonight. Milton under center. Mike Norvell calls the timeout. Now they'll punt. So a quick check and chat here with the head coach of the Noles, and punt unit comes on. Don't forget, next Saturday, triple header of football starts at noon from Central New York. Dome looked good today, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked great.
Yeah, we were up there last year, but great to see fans back in. They were expecting about 40,000 for Syracuse Rutgers, the Great Danes of Albany, in there at noon, presented by Subway with Chris Cotter, Mark Hersley, Jalen Johnson. Roddy LaRish and I will be at Wallace Wade for Northwestern and Duke. And then 8 miles away, ACC Primetime Football presented by Geico, Virginia. And number 24, North Carolina. Dave O'Brien, Tim Hasselbeck, Kelsey Riggs, and the Huddle, Roddy, on site.
Massive game for North Carolina. You can't go down 2 in the division.
Here's the snap, and Mastromano flips it high in the air toward Charleston, who will make the fair catch at the 17. By the way, North Carolina beat Georgia State tonight 59-17. You'll get more of this on the Huddle After Dark. Sam Howell accounts for 5 scores tonight, 352 yards of passing, Roddy, 101 rushing.
Jeez. Dual threat.
More coming up from Jordan, Coach, EJ, and Eric afterwards.
Another guy who's a dual threat is Zerrick Cooper. He's done it a little bit with his legs today. Minute 32, 2 timeouts. You can use the middle of the field. You want to get out of bounds as quickly as you can, but you can use the middle of the field. Big thing for Zerrick Cooper is you cannot take a sack, and the sloppiness of Florida State has gotten to us to the point where we've got a potentially game-tying or winning drive.
Here's Cooper going to cut it loose on first down and almost intercepted. Stephen Dix, the linebacker, the redshirt freshman from Dr. Phillips in Orlando, almost closed the house down.
He's coming from inside out. That hesitation there, I'm not sure where Zerrick Cooper was throwing the ball, quite honestly, but he's kind of hesitating to get through some traffic. It actually put him in the throwing lane of Zerrick Cooper.
2nd down 10. Here's the snap to Cooper. Receiver fell down. Cooper now to his left. He will slide, and 3 gold helmets collapse right there on top of him.
You can't do that if you're Zerrick Cooper. You either run to get out of bounds or you throw the ball away. You can't do that.
Stephen Dix is hobbling. He was one of the guys in there on the hit. Wiggins stays in the game with Cooper. They check Wells here to the near side. 3 receivers to the top. 3rd down and 8. Cooper looking for Wells, and he hangs on, makes the catch at the 30. 56 seconds left, and they'll move the chains.
Throw is low. Nice job by Wells of corralling that. Clearly a catch.
Here's Cooper looking middle of the field again. 40 seconds to play. To his right. Now a throw that will go out of bounds. Stopping the clock with 36 seconds left. Dennis Briggs.
Is Eric Cooper kind of playing with fire on some of these rushes?
I don't know. In essence, Roddy, if you're looking right, you got to get the ball out.
Yeah, at some point you say, all right, play's over, let's get the ball out.
Right.
And I think he's probably a couple seconds too slow getting there right now.
Okay. Well, he may not have many more snaps. It's second and the full 10.
There's still 2 timeouts.
That's it.
But if you get tackled in bounds now, you have to take one.
Here's Cooper backing up. The throw. Wiggins the catch. Out of bounds at the 35. And it looked like for a moment that Tylen Grable might have been holding off a Seminole. Roddy, can you believe we've gotten to this with 29 seconds left?
I can't, and yet, Wes, we've been talking about it. Like, Jacksonville State's just kind of been hanging around. They were never out of it, and a score and a stop, and anything can happen, and that's how we've gotten here.
Cooper with 29 seconds left. Now steps up. They'll have to use another timeout as he's tackled at the 41-yard line with 22 seconds left. He did get the first down, and John Gross is going to burn the timeout on the tackle of Malcolm Ray. So 1 left for Jacksonville State. Florida State's out of them with 22 seconds left. Roddy, and here's kind of, now you wonder, Alan Karajic and where he might be in this process.
Career long
46
yards. So you're talking about getting to about the 29-yard line to get a 46-yard field goal. In order to get the 50-yard field goal, it's about the 33. So you're talking about covering another 25 yards or so.
Yeah.
You've got 1 timeout now. So you can, in a last resort, you will take the yardage and have to, in the middle of the field, and burn that timeout. But you would like to use the sideline so you can save that timeout to set up the best possible play to get a field goal attempt.
Well, he hit a 46-yarder at Eastern Illinois last April. He was 14 of 19 last fall and spring, if you will. And John Gross knows certainly where this has to go. Cooper first and 10, 22 seconds left. Jacksonville State has 1 timeout left, and Cooper's going to throw the long ball for Petway, and it's incomplete. Jamie Robinson was in coverage for Florida State battling.
17 seconds now. Now you're starting to count how many plays do we have left. You're talking about 4 at the most 4 plays.
Well, you got to get the ball out.
You got to get the ball out of bounds.
Yep. Well, if you throw it in the middle, you cannot throw it in the middle of the field.
You can.
Well, you got 1 timeout.
But you got to get a chunk.
Yeah.
You can't throw it in the middle of the field for a 3-yard gain.
That's it. P.J. Wells off the formation here to the left. He's been the hot guy lately. Here's Cooper. He's got to get rid of it, and that's going to be incomplete. Stops the clock with 11 seconds left. Dennis Briggs has been very effective from the interior of Florida State's front here in this drive.
Certainly has. He and Fabian Lovett both had their flashes today. There's Briggs there in the middle. He's going to push through. A nice job using the hands. Cam Hill, his feet go dead and allows the pressure into the backfield. All right, now 11 seconds left. You got about 2 plays left. So you're trying to push this thing down the field.
Empty the backfield. Here's Cooper looking for Wells. Going to tee him up again, and P.J. Wells, who's having a career night, can't haul it in against Jones.
He'd have gone to the other side. Damon Philyaw Johnson was open going up the other side with only the safety to get over there. Certainly a throw that Zarek Cooper could have made. Now 6 seconds. You have to go really quick if you're not going to throw a Hail Mary. You got to get a first down here or the game's over.
Yep. And you got to. Here's Cooper, 4-man rush for Florida State, going to cut it loose. Phil Johnson caught it inside the 10. Phil Johnson on his feet, he'll cut back, and Jacksonville State has won at the horn. On the final play of the game, Zarek Cooper throws to Phil Johnson, and the Gamecocks have upset the Seminoles. 59 yards.
Wes, I cannot believe what we just saw. A heave down the sideline, hoping to get in field goal range, is caught by Phil Johnson. He gets a block out front and is able to get into the end zone to win the game on a walk-off. Give credit where credit's due. Jacksonville State hung around and hung around and hung around in this game. It was sloppy. It wasn't clean by any means, but they were never out of this, and they believed. But Florida State, the penalties, the sloppiness, the missed opportunities consistently, and then finally the heave down the field. Phil Johnson on the outside against Jarvis Brownlee. Brownlee doesn't knock the ball down, doesn't secure the tackle either.
Ahmad Edwards cleared the path, Roddy.
Give a lot of credit to Ahmad Edwards too. But Brownlee, you gotta secure the man or the ball. He doesn't do either. Sidney Williams overruns the play. And on a walk-off, Florida State loses the game. Why does Florida State not have more guys deep? That's another question that I have in that situation. 6 seconds left.
Downstairs, Larisha Harris.
Take me through that last play and how you made it into the end zone.
Well, that was my boy DJ. I got to give him the credit, but so we just really ran 4 birds. We just trusted it. Coop threw a good ball to DJ. He made a great athletic play, and he got in the end zone.
And how are you feeling right now, knowing that you helped your team come out victorious?
Shoot, amazing. It's just a blessing from God, and I just thank him for it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wes?
Michael Petway, a big night. Jacksonville State, a stunning win tonight over Florida State on the final play of the game.
Unbelievable, Wes. Unbelievable. It's 4 verts, and the only 2 guys that have a shot are Brownlee and Sidney Williams, and wow. I mean, I don't think there's anything else you can say. What a gut-wrenching loss for a Florida State team that just 6 days ago was coming off of, yes, a loss to Notre Dame, but with so much promise, so much positivity coming out of it. Zarek Cooper's got a clean pocket to throw from, delivers a beautiful ball, his best throw of the night, and Phil Johnson comes up with it, and the elation from the Clemson transfer coming back to an ACC school on the road and upsetting Florida State.
John Gross, a Jacksonville State graduate. His 69th win will probably be one he remembers for a long, long time. On the final play of the game, Jacksonville State wins 20-17 tonight over Florida State.
Jacksonville State certainly celebrating their win. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, Florida State's up 10 points late in the 4th. How about the 3rd down stop by Jacksonville State to force the punt on 4th down? they're going to need to clear out the field. I know these Jacksonville State guys are really fired up, but Florida State obviously going to take offense to what's going on. The frustrations of Florida State certainly evident.
Tell you what, an amazing night in Tallahassee. Ball game kind of lulled around.
We got to finish.
We had a firework blast at the end from Zarek Cooper to Damon Phil Johnson, a former Clemson quarterback to a former Duke wide receiver.
Unbelievable.
Great to be with Roddy Jones, Larisha Harris. Thanks to our producer Alex Farmartino, our director Kirby Kander. Jacksonville State 20, Florida State 17. We'll see you next Saturday in Durham. Off to the huddle after dark. Jordan Cornette, take it away. Good night from Tallahassee.